Good evening. I nearly forgot then. I was upstairs there. Wait, I need to change this sound thing. Good evening, Supper. Good evening, my Jinxie. I nearly forgot then, I was upstairs talking to the grandpup and realised, oh shit, I'm going to be late. But no, just on time. I'm useless. So he stopped in the night because the showers broke round his house. And he needs a shower tonight and a shower in the morning before he goes out. So, did you have a, oh yeah, did you have a nice birthday? Well, I know you did. What am I asking for? Oh, Mrs. Boo, wait there. Jump off and I'll get you the spanner. Hang on, 2 seconds. There we go. That's better. So, good evening, Mrs. Bay. Oh, good evening, Teddy. Just went no hour age, yeah? Oh, I think she was changing her name actually. Because she's sick of everybody thinking she's the other age, yeah. So I think she was going to, oh, that's what I was going to do. I need to jump out of stream. I thought I might do it before she comes in. Change your name. Yeah, I think she's changed it to MJ. I think she just wants to be Spider-Man's better half personally. Good evening, Lily. Good to see you, love. Hope you're well. Good evening, Esty. I haven't seen you about for a bit, Lily. Are you okay? She might come in with quiet. Right, so I've been told by a couple of folk, what's happened to Lamb Chop? What's happened to him? Has he had an hiding or has he walked into a wall or a couple of people have said to us today he's had a bit of an hiding or a slap. Come on, Teddy, you bound to know what's been going on. I've missed everything today. What? I have not been much at all. Yeah, Pony's been slaps in day. So I've been told now. I don't know if it's true or not, because you know what YouTube's like. Could be BS. I bet she's forgot. Well, I know she hasn't, but I bet she's forgot what time we were going live. Good evening, Shannon. Hope you're well. You hope the other half's well. Yeah, so I've missed it all. I dream and well does have a grand imagination. It does, but I want to know if it's true or not. Because I'm just a nosy bitch, personally. Come on, MJ. Mm-hmm. I'll message you. Hang on 2 seconds. Because you might word. I've only heard the same as you. Wait, hang on then. I seen it. Then. Mm-hmm. It sounds very quiet when you're on your own. Yeah. I don't know, it might not be true. It might have walked into a freaking wall, but all we know. Mm-hmm. I need to know more. Oh, she says, I think so. Do you know something? I was just looking at them thinking, has she got a camera on? No, I haven't.
There's no way on earth I'm getting my camera on today, not after yesterday.
Are you rough, love?
Rough? Oh my God. Well, rough it just ain't the word this morning, I tell you.
Oh, right. Hang on. Good evening, Jimmy Oldass.
Oh, hold
Newest
on.
top mod since. Oh, shut
Wait a
up,
minute,
Jimmy.
bloody top mod.
So, right,
Mm.
Raver has got the picture. So it's true.
Raver's got the picture.
Yes. Oh, hang on. Look at her name. Hang on. Wait, let me. Hang on. Why wouldn't that made you a full screen?
I don't know.
AJ
Because
or MJ or Carl Bag.
people are going to be like, get her off, get her off.
Raver. AJ
Oh.
or MJ or Cowbag. What shall we call you today?
Cowbag.
Right, well, I changed AJ on my thing, right? Because AJ Smith, right? And people were thinking I was him, and well, I think so. Well, that's why they were fucking blocking me anyway. Not unless they just didn't fucking like me. Anyway, I changed it to MJ because I thought I don't want anybody to like get us mixed up. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought, oh fuck it, no, Cowbag. I was going to put bitch face on the end, but it wouldn't go that long.
Good evening, Conan. Yeah,
Oh,
so
did you have
Raver's got the
sorry.
picture.
Where's
Raver's
this picture, Raver?
Yeah, Raver, make it as you
picture
have time. You can put it up.
A picture of what? I'm late. A picture of what? Let me in on the gossip.
On his face when he's been beaten up. Has he been beaten up or was he just slapped?
Oh, or did he just fall
He
down
got
the
battered.
stairs?
No, she said he got battered.
Oh,
She's going to put it on as her avatar.
Oh, yeah, and then I'll put it as.
Yeah,
Oh,
highlight it.
Oh, well. Yeah, missed it all. Bloody grandchild. I swear to God.
Well, I've been full of cold, so I haven't. I've just been in bed, like being all vingy, like, oh, I'm dying. Pass me fags, I'm dying.
I was saying that this morning. I'm dying. Where's the paracetamol?
Oh, yeah, you're the self-inflicted, Cindy, because it was Cindy's birthday on Monday.
I know. I said happy birthday. Did you enjoy yourself?
Thank you.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, it was a bit different from last year, but you know, as you get older, it does get different, doesn't it?
Yeah, good evening, Tony. Hope you're well.
I think when you're like in your 20s and 30s, and maybe a little bit in your 40s, your birthday parties, like especially if you go out, are a bit wild. But then as you get like what I call over 45, it's just like, oh, I can't be bothered. And then sometimes it just does turn really wild without you even wanting it to, and you're just like, I can't cope with this. I can't.
Oh, hang on, here we go. She's on stage. Hang on. I can't really see it.
I'm trying really hard to look at that.
Hang on, I'm going to mute myself.
I can't even see no. Wait there, where's me gladdies? Look at all bitches want to see somebody's black eye. Like we've never seen a black eye before.
Well, I'm really intrigued now. I'd like to know who's done that or how he's done it. Are you, Dion?
I think it may be a bit self-inflicted. Bloody hell. Hello, PD. Christ almighty, are you still alive? Bloody hell, you owe me 50 quid from Amsterdam, you like, lad.
No. He's been beaten up.
Oh, he's been beaten up?
Yeah. His face is black. Oh, good evening, PD. Nice to see you. Hope you're well.
How many suspects are there for it? Let's have a look.
Well, I've got an alibi. I was in bed whinging.
And I'm recovering from a hangover, so it weren't me.
It was Julie. It was all her fault.
That was me.
Julie's trying out a new weapon.
Ella crying because he's not allowed on Here You Poor Ella. I don't have him blocked. He has me and Cindy blocked. We don't have him blocked. He's black and blue.
Irish.
Oh, Raver, don't change it. It's really good picture.
Oh no, he's black and blue. He hasn't just been slapped there. He's had a good You know.
Hello, Kembo.
Good evening, Timbo.
He might have just took a tumble
Tumble.
down the stairs. Aye.
So as
Um,
in said, but did he say he got an hiding or he's
Oh.
scared to come over? Jimmy, you shit starting again.
What do you expect?
Well,
Git.
I've got to sell a MacBook.
He's what?
Got to sell a MacBook.
Oh,
Who
for
has?
fuck's sake.
Jim.
Jim
Oh.
thought a MacBook man was a fucking a book on Scottish history. That's what he thought a
He's
MacBook
taken
was.
all his time to learn how to use his mobile phone.
Jim, you just missed it. Raver changed an avatar pic till his peak.
Well, I suppose at the end of the day, unless it comes out of his own mouth, whether people would believe it or not, nobody will know till he says so, will they?
know,
It's
'cause I
like
think-
he fell down the stairs with his crack pipe.
That's right.
I hope he didn't fall down the stairs with his crack pipe.
Fucking hell, Cindy's on ninja mode tonight, like, and she's right in there with a crack pipe. You know.
Avoid the alcohol. That's my
Oh, no.
defense, Your Honour.
Sorry, a Chromebook.
Oh, a Chromebook. I've got a
I'm not
Chromebook.
needing one.
They're really easy to use. You should get on well with that.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you know
we'll be
what?
talking
I've got
about
one,
him.
right? I've got one. I've never even used it. Do you know what I mean? It's sitting in the fucking cupboard. I think I've been on it twice, and that's it. I can't be bothered.
I
you know
use
what I mean?
mine when I'm in bed because they're so small. They're you know they're like the same type of a big tablet, really, aren't they? And
Yeah.
touch. Have you got a touch screen one?
Like it separates from the keyboard.
It separates, and you can use it as a tablet or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I use that when I'm in bed sometimes.
Yeah. I was going to use it for like downloading books and that because I love to read.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I was going to use it for doing that.
Books.
Yeah, audio books. I was going to try one of them, but
Yeah,
I like the feel of a book.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Well,
no,
I
but
might
just
have
get
the
one.
problem with that is once I start a book and I get
Hi,
into it,
Timbo.
I have to wait until I finish the whole book. I can't go to sleep.
Oh, that's me. I hate these people that read the back of a book first. No, no. And you was at his mum's house hiding from his dealers. Oh, well, he's been something at his mum's.
Oh,
Why would you go to your mum's? Surely they would know where she lived. That's one thing my lad never ever done. Nobody ever come here looking for him.
yeah.
No one.
Well, like I say, nobody's good enough for definite, are they?
That's
Unless
pretty
he
bad
comes
when you
out.
bring trouble to your mother's door, though, isn't it? Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, like, the only people that ever came to my door was a certain bloody police
Aye,
looking
snap.
for him, but it never ever did anybody come looking for him. Like,
Aye.
I mean,
Yeah.
they did to the house up the frigging road, you know. Red
Well, I
light
thought
house.
he was supposed to be absolutely rolling in it. So why isn't he paying his dealer?
Yeah.
Who that?
Unless he's been
Who
tapped. The day goes back to his yard and he gets in hiding. I mean, if somebody's hit him, they've hit him. I mean, really hit him. It hasn't been a slap. Well, he hasn't had the shit kicked out of him, but he's got quite a few bruises on his face.
Yeah,
But then again, he's only skinny, so it wouldn't take much to do that to somebody that thin.
No.
the thing is, right? You know as well as that. Well, I don't know if you do or not, but when you get heightened, right? And I mean, like a good kicking, right?
Yeah.
You've got bruises on your back, on your legs, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But obviously, that's all covered up if he has had a good kicking. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, as you know yourself, when people just get a couple of punches thrown in or whatever, and then the person just can't, that's enough. You know, they start crying. That's enough. I can't take anymore. You know, I don't know. We don't know what happened, but like I say, we'll only
To me,
know
it doesn't
when that
look
comes
like
out,
somebody's like, they look as if he's been slapped quite a few times. I don't think somebody's beat the shit out of him.
but yeah.
But he's, you know.
I suppose with all the crap that's being said, and all the crap that's getting put out, and all the stupid questions people are asking. Do you know what I mean? If it was a hiding, it's bound to fucking happen. Do you know what I
Karma,
mean?
Karma.
Not just
Don't
to
know.
him, but to anybody. You know.
Yeah.
This is what we're
I'd
saying,
say-
right? You come on here, you tell everybody your business.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Mrs. B, Conan means karma, as he's got his karma. She's not a karma. That karma's not really means he's got his karma. You can't come on here, tell everybody what you do, and think that nobody's going to come and get you, because they will.
Mm.
You know, they're thinking easy money, aren't they?
Yeah. Aye.
That's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't look as if he can defend himself.
Yeah. Do you know what? On the last, year and a half to 2 years, some of this YouTube's it's just like a fucking shit show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's like being in the middle of the fucking nuthouse. Sometimes, you know, when you listen to people, and I just think to myself, fucking hell, man, this one's saying this one's saying that, this one making up fucking stories about this, and I just think, what the fuck? You
It's
know? And
amazing. A lot more hasn't got a bigger, a bit of a slap, isn't it? Really. What's
Yeah.
that?
Oh,
Chat-
yeah.
Aye.
Let me have a look. What that
Definitely.
is.
I think that it will come to that at some stage, mind, because I think people just don't
Oh,
take
I can
that.
see a close up of that picture now. Teddy's put it up.
Oh, you're quick there, Teddy.
Oh, oh dear. Do you want me to send it you?
Yeah, please.
Get me
Then I can-
Chromebook.
then I can send it to AJ, and then she's seen it. Yeah, I'll wait till it comes
Oh,
through.
dear.
Right. He's
Oh
there.
dear. That's like getting let's have a look. That's like getting a right hand hook or a left hand hook, right? Like a double jab. Like
Yeah.
in the eye, then in the mouth, and then like when you look down as well, you can see it like on the bottom of you of the chin, and then maybe it's up again on the bridge of the nose. That's like a 1, 2, 3, 4. That like from what I can see. But there again, like I say, falling down or whatever. Do you know what I mean? That can happen. You know. I mean, I've seen people like fall down the step and end up look like they had their head jumped
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You know, so like I say, who knows until he comes out with it, if he ever comes out with it.
See with that, oh, it's a really bad cut shaving.
Fucker.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. It's been dragged a lot there. Can you confirm Baz's whereabouts last night, Emma? Conan, pointing the finger at Baz.
Look at Conan shit steering.
That's not like Conan at all.
It's all right, Baz, if you listen to this, because AJ and Cindy blaming me. So I'm glad it's on you now.
Oh, I tell you what, Mr. E, nobody will ever get near me to do that to me. I tell you, never have, never will.
No. Fucking hell.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, you can tell it's got like a scrape as well, so it's being dragged along the floor.
Aye, yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe he
So
was
when was
so
this?
puffed up, he missed his nose and he was trying to pick his nose.
Well, it's poked us on the eye twice. The black eye.
Yeah, I'm laughing, you know. Maybe the crack pipe had enough and just said a word. Haven't I?
Oh,
God.
you know what's coming out, ladies? Don't you? Fucking live here coming about it again.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
Oh.
That'll be fucking set up there. The more need fucking slag them all off. I'll be in a joint club.
Exactly. Go for it.
Oh, fucking hell.
Don't have the
Aye.
feelings, though. You know, me hurty feelings.
I know,
Basically,
right? Oh, no.
It's all kicking off. Everybody's doing stuff on each other.
I
Mm.
know.
Voicemail, there's fucking Jesus Christ.
Aye.
A black eye, all three of you all. Teddy, you can't reach your freaking knees, never mind an eye.
Oh, he's such a brave little twat, isn't he, in the chat?
Oh, Mr. E, now not you. You're going to get called a racist. You're going to get called a woman beater and all. You do set yourself up for these things, didn't you, kiddo?
It's stuff right. And it always sounds filthy, according to AJ. I should say,
Oh.
where's Mr. England? He missed that. He missed that.
Me and Mr. England go back a long, long way.
Yeah, but there's going to
fucking
be.
hell.
Oh, I swear to God, right, Conan? He said, don't lie. Tomorrow there will be a live. Oh, later on tonight. Like Cindy,
Tomorrow.
Julius can go. It's going to be the usual. Julius can go fuck herself. A little
Right.
mention of Cindy, and then a bit of a kick for AJ. I'm telling you, that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, Julius,
Okay.
come fuck yourself. I thought you were nice. I wasn't.
Aye.
So you went after us.
It's not a
It
case.
won't, Mrs.
It's
B.
not a case of that, you know. It's a case of, you know, when people are sitting up there, I don't care who the fuck they are, right? When people are sitting up there and they're shouting and bawling and they're calling your names and they're whapping stuff out there, and, you know, to me, right, totally disinterested, couldn't give a fuck, because do you know
No.
why? I don't give a shit who you are. If I seen you in the street and you said that, I'd knock you the fuck out. Do you know what I mean? And
Exactly.
if you don't believe me, there's one person on this YouTube has seen me fucking do it. So toddle off and ask them. And you know, and I just think to myself, oh, really? Do you know what I mean? Oh, you've done this, they said that, they've done this, they've done that, blah blah this, but so what? Do you know what I mean? I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. And I just think to myself, you know, bringing fucking, you know, people's dead families, you know, sons, mothers, fucking
Yeah.
brothers,
Yeah.
you know, and I just think to myself, this has been going on now for a long time, not just lately. And I think to myself, do you know where it is? Say if those people, right, half of those people that you are mentioning that have passed away, God rest their souls, if they heard you, they'd come out and they'd back you right in the mouth. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, if someone's got to go after your family, they've lost all the arguments. That shows how weak they are.
Yeah.
Once you have to go
definitely.
look for, because you can't win an argument, so you go look for people's kids and, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
family members.
Mm.
You've lost all argument then. You've proven how weak you are because you've got to do that.
Do you
Because
mean
you
like
can't take
Lexi's
them
little
on.
catchphrase, like "suck your mum"? And then when he's really on one, he'll go, "Suck your dad too while you're at it."
I'm just going to come out with mine. Well, you know what mine is. Mine not is go sit on your fingers. But the next one I'm going to come out with is go lick the bus window. You know what I mean? Fuck it.
A train window would be filthier, but then again, you don't know who's been on the trains doing things these days.
Well,
Well, exactly. Well,
If I,
now.
if I go on a train, I will not use the toilet till I get off. So by the
Oh,
time I
no.
get off, I'm bursting, right?
Yeah.
The first thing I'm going to do is run to the toilet. Because of that old DH stuff, I will not go anywhere near the toilet on a train, no matter how long
No,
the
me
journey is.
either. Me neither.
Oh.
I hate it. I hate that. When we used to carry those, you know, those toilet seat covers, what you can get. We used to pinch them out the airport. We used to pull loads out and put them in my back.
I put hand sanitizing gel on the toilet seats.
Yeah.
now.
Or try and cover it with toilet roll.
That's if there's any other friggin' right.
You've
When I
always
go
got
out,
to carry hand gel around.
when I go
Oh,
out, I always take 2 packs of Vankies because you can bet your life by the end of the night in the girls' toilet, there's no toilet paper left.
Oh,
No
God,
toilet
I know.
paper.
I know.
So I need some for the seat, and obviously, you know, the other parts.
Mhm. And if there isn't, you've just got to stamp your feet.
Jiggle.
Sorry, I just had to say that. Sorry.
Oh my God.
So you're not the one that's pissing on the train seats. There's posters about a phantom train pisser. Get lost in England. No, that he's not. It's definitely not me. I don't go to the toilet. After that DH thing, I mean, we were on the train with my mum, right? She says, well, and I says, you are not going to the toilet, are you?
You smell them before you get in there anyway.
Yeah, and she said, why not? I said, Mum, they do dirty things in there. You don't own one, no, I won't. And the thing is, right, I live in Cumbria. So guess who takes out my trains? DH. Right? There's no fucking way I'm going to them toilets.
There's a place up here, right? It's in the town, down the big market, right? Well, it used to be. I think they've closed it now. I haven't been for that long. And in the middle of the big market down the bottom, there was it was underground, and it was toilets, men's toilets, right?
Yeah.
And when you walk past, you go to the pub, the Beehive, and then the Pig and Whistle was at the back. And every time you walk past, oh my God, the smell was atrocious. And on a weekend, there'd be steak and kebabs and stuff all strewn around the stairs and everything. And it was just ew, dirty.
They had to gate.
How can a man miss piddling in a fucking dish.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Come
Yeah.
on.
Right? I was out in town one night and they had to get down a rod out to the men's toilets.
Mm.
And you're like, what the fuck do you lot doing there? It's stinks every time you go past it.
The stinking man.
Yeah.
The
Well,
big
please, listen, point and aim. That's all you've got to do is point and aim.
Exactly. For fuck's sake, carry a ping pong ball with you and shove it in there and hit the ping pong ball. You know what I mean?
I can remember little Bear were in town one day shopping, right? Me and the ex and the kids. And he went, Dad, I need the toilet. Now, usually it would come to the meetings with me. And it was godless. And I said, well, I can have you out here with all these kids and I'll take him in. No, I'll take him in. He come out, he said, oh my God. He said, never again. Never again. It's like 2.5-year-old. Never again am I taking him in the men's toilet. I said, why? He said, he went, what's that blue biscuit? Because he'd never seen one. What's that blue biscuit? Can I eat it? He said, no, people have peed on it. He said, no, the one hanging up. He said, no. And they said, this guy come in. He said, and I'm certainly right. You just do it like you do and point name, you know. And this guy come out beside him, and he went, oh, you've got a bigger Mr. Looked at him, it's funny, first time he's beating one in with a fucking laugh.
I'll tell you what, Mr. England, at our age, we don't need it. We just giggle and laugh, and that's it, over and done with.
The toilet at his age.
The tenor ladies are amazing.
Don't hate them, they do them for men. Good evening, Cheeky.
Chops.
Hiya, Cheeky Chops. I hope you're all right, honey. I haven't said hello to anybody in this chat. They must just think I'm like just this thing with Mr. England. Hello, everybody. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's Mr. England when he comes in the fucking chat.
Really, John. Right. So we've got a new, right. If anything goes wrong tonight, we're all going to blame John. Okay.
I will blame John.
Yeah.
We'll let Mr. England off.
Yeah. We're going to blame John, right? That's what we're going to do. So if we're going to have him coming tomorrow, John, it's your fault.
I think Jim's ran away. Jim's ran away because he's frightened of getting the blame for everything else.
In case we get him on with us. I think I'm getting on with them bitches.
Nah, you cannot understand what anyway.
No. Then I get a message. I can't understand a fucking word you three were talking about. But I can understand Cindy. It's just me and you. Apparently has difficulties with now. Why me? Honestly, used to be able to understand me. I blame you, AJ. Oh, no, I blame John. I blame John.
I was going to say I blame John.
I blame John too. I'm trying to name this John's fault.
Well, I think the people that are going around the channel saying, "Oh, this is one's going live, that one's going live," and you know they're going to be talking about this and they're going to be talking about that. I'm just like, oh, please, do you know what I mean?
Is it going to be the same stuff that we've all heard over and over again?
Well, the thing is, right? When you speak to people and you're friends with them, right? And you get close to them and, you know, you explain things about your family and what's going on. And especially if you make a connection, like with that person and you talk to them, like on a different level as you would like anyone else, you know what I mean? And then when it all goes pear-shaped, like to sit there in public and shout this, that and the other, but I suppose at the end of the day, you didn't really know what's going on. If you're not in there and you're seeing it for yourself or hearing it for yourself, you don't really know what's going on, do you?
No.
You know what I mean? Freaking hell.
Yeah, but
thought you'd left.
The thing is, it's all friendships that come apart, obviously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And not they're all selling it. So this is it. If Cindy or AJ said to me, "Do you want to have your friend anymore?" I would never say that word about them. I couldn't. Well, maybe
it's the same. I don't sit on YouTube or any other social media platform like upcasting things and stuff like that. To me, it's pointless. You know what I mean?
It's done with, isn't it?
What are you going to gain out of it? What are you going to gain out of any of these? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, I
No.
think people know if we've got something to say, we're the kind of one that's just going to say it.
Mhm.
What's the repercussions? Because there's always
I
But
will. You know what I
no,
mean?
but we just say what we need to say, and then it's done, and then we
Yeah.
can move on. And we'll have a chat about other stuff, and we'll have a laugh and what have you. But I
Yeah.
think the more this goes on, because obviously the lives are going to start, and it's just going to get everything will be out, everything.
And this is what I'm saying. If you're not actually there, or you weren't privy like to them
Yeah.
conversations, then you don't know if it's truth, if it's truth with a little bit added on, if it's just pure blatant fucking lies. Do you know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
know, but at the end of the day, right? Personally, me, I couldn't care less. If I want to talk to somebody, I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't want to talk to them, I won't talk to them. You know what
But
I
that
mean? And
but that is that what it's all about? Well, I don't, because we all know what it's like on here, right?
mm,
It's like when the Northern one, when he used to do his lives, if he was doing a live about somebody, the whole
yeah,
chat would join in,
yeah,
right, and call that person. They don't know the truth. They just join in. I've never been like we've never done that. We've never just joined in because you know
I
because
may
they,
have made the odd comment about what's been going on and
yeah.
that it was, that was
yeah,
naughty, but I'm
No, but I
not
mean you're
never
not going to
actually gone
target
in
that
at that
person,
level
like
on somebody.
that's one thing we've never. You know what I mean? You don't go target that person because a person on the panel said, right, I don't get gang mentality. That's exactly what it is, Cheeky. I don't
mm,
like that. Say, I've never
yeah,
been like. If I've got a problem with someone, I've got a problem with them. I'm not going to
yeah,
join in this little clique. You know, it's like
mm,
I'm just going to bring this up. For
mhm,
instance, say now Jimmy was called the N word.
yeah,
Right now, Jimmy said he didn't know that whatever the picture was and what have you. Right,
mm,
Jimmy's not. He's not the N word. I don't even like saying that word, but he's not an N. Right,
Mm.
everybody has their own views on people in here, but he's not. I like Jimmy. He's never done out to me. He's always been lovely to me, Jimmy. That's the way it is.
I
But hang
just
on, you
think,
sit with a guy that shared a pitch. He actually, Jimmy didn't go hunting for a child's picture. You sit with a guy who went hunting for a child's picture and shared it and pinned her address and sent it to somebody. So how's that
I just,
different?
I just think with Jimmy, when Jimmy first came on here, he was like all for Dakar, and then he
Yeah,
wasn't, and this and anyway, it was one of mine and Gail's very first lives. He jumped on the panel,
yeah.
and people in the chat were having to go on. I don't know if Mr. England remembers this because he was always in our chat, always had my back. And I thought to myself, no, I'm gonna try and change this. So I started talking to Jimmy about life in Thailand and what it was like, and
Yeah.
like the cost of living and out there and stuff like that, and and we had a really nice conversation,
Mm,
and that totally sort of changed my thinking a little bit on Jimmy.
yeah.
But lately, you've got fractions of groups of 2, 3 people. Some have just come out with utter bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just and other people are joining in, and you've got people who have been on here for a long time saying stuff and that, and I just think to myself, you know what, if anybody on this app, right, really is that upset about anybody anywhere in the world and they're sitting giving a Billy fucking big bollocks, get your ass up out your house, which most of them can't because they're either fucking shut in or fucking locked or whatever, you know. Get yourself in a car or on a bus or on a train or on a plane and go and knock at that fucking door. Go and knock at that
Sitting
door or
there and
go
doing
around
it.
the area, where they are.
Didn't
Don't
I mean,
sit and
I'm
say
sick
this,
to
that,
death.
and the other,
It's always the same shit though. Always the same shit.
Yeah,
Regurgitated. That's what it
yeah.
is. Night after
Aye.
night. Like
Mm,
night after like if you don't like each other, just fucking don't talk about each other. That's the best way to deal with it.
exactly.
But they
Oh,
won't get the
Exactly.
clicks and views then if they don't do it on a
that's it.
live and big
Mm,
themselves up and say this, that, and the other, they don't get
yeah.
no views. So what are they going to do? They're going to come on a live and they're going to big themselves up. They're going to
Yeah.
say this, that, and the other. They're going to threaten this, that, and the other. They're
Mhm.
going to imply they're going to do this. They're going to do that. Do they actually ever go and do it?
No,
No.
no,
Mm-mm. No. It's like,
never.
it's right? I
If you're
don't.
going to go and do it, would you not just go and do it?
Well,
Well, you
Instead of
wouldn't tell anybody you're going to do it, would you?
saying you're going to.
But the
You
thing
wouldn't
is,
tell
right,
anybody.
with these people, it's like they've sat in groups, right? Like I have, right? But I'll tell you now, I might not speak to those people anymore. But if somebody's sitting on a panel or in a chat, and I know they're telling blatant lies about people, even though I don't speak to them anymore, right? I'd jump in and say, no, that didn't
Yeah.
happen. Do you know what I mean? No,
Because
no.
you had it yourself not so long back when somebody tried to say that you were this God, what the hell did they call the account?
Oh, Dogbot Secrets, yes.
Right. So
yes.
and then Nilo came in and he said, no, that's definitely not what happened. This AJ's telling the truth. You know.
Yeah.
He didn't have to come in and do that because I mean he got obviously some shit, Mr. England. But he did. He come and he had you back on that, and he said, "No, that's lies."
Yeah.
But that's what it needs. It needs people to say, "No, that didn't happen," the way you're saying it, because if not, it just grows and it grows.
Yeah.
You know, just
It's
be
like
honest. That's it.
There are some people on here that won't do that because they are worried about the comeback that will come onto them.
But
That
this is the thing.
will then go on to them.
Yeah, this is the problem. See, they're so scared of fitting in that's what I'm saying about the northern one. They just wanted to fit in, so they would go at the same person he was going at. They would agree with everything he was saying. They would call people, what for? Because now you look at you like you've got no backbone. Yeah. Because I would never have joined in that. It's like when he brought Chris Emma on that time. And he was saying, oh, this, no. And I was in the chat, like Mr. England, and I mean, as you know, very rare I went in his channel. But I went in just because he was on. And I knew he was talking bullshit, and then I done that live about him. Because I won't change my opinion because, it's going against, I don't give a shit. I don't care. If I feel a certain way, I'm going to say it.
Well,
just because there's like maybe 200 people in your chat agreeing with you, 1 week they're calling him, next minute, oh yeah, it's all on her. No. You know, I knew he was lying.
Yeah. I mean, what I sat, and I'm going to say this, right? And people might like it or they're not. And if the person who I'm going to say it about is upset, well, I'm sorry, but there was certain chat that I was watching like the other day, and it was like, oh, about somebody's passed away brother.
Yeah.
Right? Was it his brother? Was it not? Yes, it was his brother. And yes, his brother did pass away because the day he passed away is my granddad and granddad's wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
So, and then they were going on about the GoFundMe. Now, whether it was the lad's brother-in-law or brother, doesn't matter. I know for a fact that lad thought the world of each other. Right? Yeah. Now, obviously the family were devastated. Absolutely devastated. And I'll be honest, Fighting Irish did set a GoFundMe up for him.
Yeah.
Well, the family. And I said to Irish on a live, and it'll probably still be out there somewhere. I said, he'll go fucking mental, were you doing this? And he went, I have now what else to do, because obviously the lad wasn't on YouTube, because obviously he had family stuff to deal with. Anyway, we said, oh, well, that would be nice. Maybe able to get like a nice little seat or a nice little plaque. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Or because it was in the September, it was so close to Christmas. The young lad, might be able to have a nice Christmas, even though his dada wasn't there anymore, Now, as far as I was concerned, and people just can believe me or not, right? I don't really care. That I was told that Fighting Irish, and I think he met up with Susie, and they went and gave the money to Nilo. Yeah. Now I don't know if Nilo, I wasn't like privy to that, obviously, but I don't know if Nilo went to the sisters and give her the money for her and the pen or whatever. But whatever it was done for, I know for a fact it was done by a friend for a friend. Right now, I don't speak to either of these people anymore. But I know that's what it was done for. It was done for a friend, by a friend. And there was a lot of people that
But
were behind it and donated to it because obviously we were all friends together. You know, it was devastating. I mean, him and that lad was so close, so close. And by all accounts, he was a lovely lad. You know what I mean? I've seen the videos, everything, you know. And I just think to myself, you know, you've got people saying this, right, about them too, because everybody's fell out. You had another woman's son on here and a husband getting brought up into it. You had somebody's mum who was getting brought into it. You had, you know, a young lad that passed is being regurgitated up. And I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell, man. Do you know what I mean? It was devastating enough for all these people concerned when they lose somebody, a parent, a child, a brother, a sister. Do you know what I mean? Bringing stuff up like that, it's fucking horrible. It's horrible. Do you know what I mean? And I just think to myself, stop it. Just stop it. But
this is what I'm saying. When the things are dead into it, all arguments, to me, are lost. Why are you going after the leave the dead alone? Let them rest in peace.
Yeah.
Don't bring them into your argument. If you've only got that argument, you've lost. You know what I mean? You're using someone's grief to score a point. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. And I must
It's like,
I do apologise to the lad because, like I say, I've never spoken to the lad for over 2 years. But when you hear people going on like that, and you know how devastating it was, and the stuff that went after that, you know what I mean? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. No, not having it. For whatever's going on now, whoever's going on with, no. Do you know what I mean? Not having it. And it's not like, oh, you know, she wants to be besties with Nilo again. No. Because I would say it about anybody, you know.
AJ's mic is crackly.
No, Mama, I was crackling. It's probably me fucking chest because I'm smoking it. Do you know, right? I've never, since they started fucking about with my lungs, right? I've never had as much bother as what I have in the last year. Do you know what I mean? As soon as they start fucking prodding and poking and taking pieces of your fucking lungs out, they probably only left me half a fucking lung at
You've only got a tiny bit on that side. Comes to the day, you shouldn't be talking about them because the simple fact is you've lost all arguments.
No.
Right, you can all go to each other all day long.
No.
Just let people's dead relatives out to be. It's not a good look. And it makes you look desperate.
But you know what got me more than anything else, right? When that was said, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, they all sat together, right? When that was going on, and afterwards. So if anybody had any questions or questionality brought into it, why didn't they pipe up then? Because they've done enough lives and they've done enough privates and they've done enough like speaking to each other on phones, which mates do. Do you know what I mean? So why wasn't that brought up?
God.
Oh, all right. No need to be like that. Fucking hell.
Right, I'm going to mute myself. Well, I'm going to jump off and I'll jump in the chat and see if he's telling the truth.
He isn't telling the truth because I just listened to it myself.
He's been a pain. He's been a pain in the bum. Do you know what I mean? He's a pain in the bum.
Stop trying to talk posh, AJ.
Literally.
You just want him to
if I was talking posh, I would say, "Ew, he's a pain in the Harris."
He wants a good spanking on the posterior.
I can't even attempt to talk posh. Honestly, my ex-mother-in-law, right? She was, the kids would call her Mrs. Bucket. Remember that, Mrs. Bouquet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and she would come in, hello, darlings. And the kids would be rolling their eyes. And the thing is, she came from one of the roughest housing estates in Working, right? She really fucking did. And then and she would say, because my mum swore like a trooper, and she didn't swear, and she would say stuff, it's kind of cringe. And this day she said to little Ben, who was only a little touch, she went, "Oh, you're such a little bugger." I looked at her and said, "Don't be saying that to him." She went, what? I said, "You know what that word means?" Like I said before, my mum always said to me, I can't use a word unless I knew what it meant. So I went to the library and got a dictionary and wrote down what every word meant. Right? And I said, do you know what that word means? She was just a saying. I said, no, look it up. So my ex went, Mum, he said, for God's sake, do not be saying that word, because he was looking at us. And he went, oh, shit, yeah, don't be saying that word. Spurs 1 down. What's Liverpool score?
Well, I think you're lying there because I can't see you in a library.
First class, top class for English. I was predicted A star. Yeah, I couldn't fucking speak it, but I could read it. That's about it.
Oh,
You know, when they come, right? So when you're in the PCR and you're doing your exams, and I had to read this thing out to him. And there was no full stops, no punctuation, anything. So I had to tell him if there was a full stop or if there was a question mark or a punctuation. I had to tell him. And by the end of it, because it just went, just pointed to the side because they don't like to talk to you till after the exam. And he went, really well done there. And he had a Geordie accent. I knocked him and said, did you understand anything that I said to you at all? And that was the first time in my life somebody said, Liz, you sound a little bit Scottish and a Scouser. I'm not going to be, you know what I mean? That's what I sound like, apparently, to him. A little bit Scottish and a Scouser.
Try doing it in French media on a French O level.
No, fuck that. I took German and that was enough.
A sign language. Like, I can sign.
Yeah. I've always wanted to learn to sign.
Well, I can sign because my cousin's son.
Yeah.
But we say like they're all family, nephew, cousins, whatever. He was born deaf and dumb.
Nice.
He got an infection. He was premature and he got an infection. And it affected his hearing and his speech. So to obviously have a conversation with him, we all had to learn to sign.
Yeah.
So we
always wanted
sign.
to.
It's BSL. It's not Mackie. It's BSL.
I used to do Makaton, but I found BSL was just too much for me to take in at the time. So we did Makaton. So
yeah. Like
we
I say,
did that with Mr. Tumble.
Well, we used to go. There used to be like places, like cafes and that where it was only like for children, and we used to go, and that's how we used to like learn to conversate, and not just to conversate with your own, but like with other children as well, and adults. You know, it was really good. We're doing it for 2.5 years. Some things
my
I
little
used to like.
granddaughter, my little Chick is saying that one of his daughters learned BSL. Little granddaughter can. She can do sign language.
Yeah.
Loose to the knees and all that palaver.
What
we're saying about
like
that?
It was really interesting.
Tap your arm for a biscuit.
Oh, yeah, Makaton, tap your arm for a biscuit. It's your elbow.
Yeah, your elbow. And for a cake in BSL, you like turn your left hand over and like arch your right hand and sort of tap it on your hand for cake.
I'd be lost.
I know, that was quite easy.
Well, fuck off is universal. It's say that 2 fingers are one, isn't it?
She works in education. That's why she learned.
There you go.
That was the first word we learned in German was swear words. Because all the kids before you went in would say to you, say this. I'm not that stupid, say. So you would get the idiots who would like put their hand up and say, and they would like, get out. Because the big kids had told them swear words. I wasn't that stupid. I knew there would be swear words if them not were telling us them.
All the lads only wanted to learn the sexual French words in our class.
I hated German. I couldn't. My granddad was my granddad was like Italian.
Yeah.
So my granddad was like horrified that like they were teaching German in school. Absolutely horrified, and I hated German. And
see, my dad could speak German as well as Russian and Latvian.
Yeah, I hated it. I had no interest. French was a way I got distinctions in that in French. Italian, I can understand more than I can speak. But say German, not a chance. Same as chemistry. I got expelled from chemistry, but That's a different story. Well, I used to have quite long nails, right? And in chemistry, it used to bore the shit out of me. I was totally disinterested. And I used to sit on the big, long wooden benches, like the Bunsen burner taps
Yeah.
in the bench. Well, I used to sit, right? And I used to wrap my nails, like on the bench, like tapping my nails, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I hated it. And the chemistry teacher come behind me one day. And can you remember the big, long meter wooden rulers?
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
them?
God, yeah.
Come
Yeah.
behind me and he whacked me hand with that, and it was a reaction, and I just jumped up, I just punched him straight in the face, and he went flying across the room, he hit the fucking other desk, he ended up in a slump on the floor, and I was like, you stupid fucking cunt. Anyway, they phoned me mum, my mum had to come up to school, and my mum was like, so you hit her, and if you hit her, she'll hit you back. Because that's the way I was brought up. If somebody hits you, you hit them back.
Yeah.
Don't care who you are. And he was just like, but she punched me. I mean, my mum was like, and you hit her with a ruler. You assaulted my daughter.
We had, in ours, because I went to St. Joe's, right, everybody knows what school I went to. My class was a bunch of idiots, my form class. And we'd gone through so many form tutors, nobody would come in. It got so bad that they put us in one of the science rooms. Of all the rooms that you could put us in, was there with these idiots. Bunsen burners there. They were sitting flame on, and there was no teacher there. We had to do the register. And then this day, this guy walked in. He was our new form tutor, Martin Gaffney. I'll never forget that name as long as I lived. We all just looked at him the last season like, oh my God. Right? He was gorgeous. So the lads weren't but he was the PE teacher and a history teacher. And he told us he was our new registration teacher and what have you. And he said, I'll see you all here at 1:10. And as he walked out, all his lads were going to be here at 12:10. Wait. So then he walked out. I jumped up and I said to the lads, I swear to God, any of you lot chase him away. And every girl in this class are going to beat the shit out of all these. Well, put your face against the Bunsen burners. He's the only teacher that never left us. The only one. Because the lads were threatening him.
School.
Yeah, get rid of him.
I absolutely hated it. I hated it. I just thought, I mean, my dad said to me, listen, because they used to think I was dyslexic, but I wasn't. I was just fucking ignorant, right? And I used to get into trouble a lot. And my dad said to me, do you know what it is? He went, if you can read, if you can write, if you can add up, take away, and divide, and times, that's what you need in life. Anything else, see, my parents weren't bothered if I failed my exams because my dad had always said, if that's the case, you can go to college, you can do you know what I mean? What you want anyway. Well, I left school when I didn't go from when I was 14, but officially I left when I was 15. And I had to take my exams through the education board, not through the school, because the school wouldn't let me do them because I was expelled. So I had to do mine through the education board. And I'll never forget it. The literature that I had to read was Lord of the Flies, right?
Yeah.
And back then it was just like, I don't want to read that, man. I'm going out with my mates,
Yeah.
Anyway, the night before my exam, it was on the telly, and I think it was on at like 1:00 in the morning at Channel 4. And my dad was like, is that what you're doing? I was like, aye. He went, have you read the book? I was like, no. He was like, sit there and watch this. I was like, right, okay. And when it come back on the English literature, it was like, she went into so much detail about the surroundings and stuff. And I was just like, it was all in black and white, the film. And I was just like, fucking hell. That's how I passed my literature exam. Thanks, Dad.
No. Listen, if I went home from school early, because sometimes lasses need to go home early because if we have problems, I'd walk in, she'd go to me, get changed, get yourself sorted and get back to school. I could maybe have 1 hour left at school. 1 hour, and she would make me go back.
My mum was the same.
Yeah.
See, my mum was different. It was like I remember once I was at school and they took me ciggies off me. Right? I know you're not supposed to take ciggies into school and all that, right? But everybody did, right?
Yeah, they all did it.
And I used to have a packet of polos, and I used to put a ciggy in a polo in case they took me tabs off it, so I would have one for walking home, right? Anyway, I went in face tripping, She says, what's the matter with your dial? I was like, oh, I bought 20 Regal king size this morning. And I'd only had 2 and they took them off me. And she went, oh, did they now? I was like, I think I was only about, what, just before my 14th birthday.
Yeah.
And my mother went, really? She went, I'm coming to school in the morning. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. So my mother came up to school. She went straight in the staff room. Who took her tabs off her? And obviously the teacher who took them stood up and went, me. She went, where are they? And he went, I beg your pardon. She went, where are they? And he went, oh, they're here. Give her them back. She was like, I don't mind you taking them off her, but at the end of the day, you'll give her them back because she works for the money to pay for them. You don't, she does. And she was always all right like that, me mum. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I used to work fucking hard. You know what I mean?
Well, my mum knew I smoked. I mean, I was nearly 17 when I left school. So my last year, and I was sitting and I had a pencil skirt on, and our school uniform was navy blue. And I had them in my pencil skirt, and it was 20 fags. And the music teacher hated his guts. He walked past and he went into because there was an office in our science room where this other science guy would sit. He never come and sit with us, man, but he was sitting there. And he walked past us again and put his hand in my pocket. Now, these pockets slid across us, if you know what I mean, towards my never region, let's put it that way. Put his hand right in, because he could see the shape at the top of the pocket. Put his hand right in and pulled them out. Well, as he pulled them out, he touched us. Oh, fuck me, I jumped up. And he kind of topped it off and gave them to the Mr. Daphne. And he said, oh, I've just took, I said, you touched me. All the lads were going nuts. So I walked up as he gave me them fags back now. I said, I'm nearly 17-year-old. My mum knows I smoke. And I'm telling you, if I go home and tell her that you put your hand in my skirt like that, she'll come down and she'll beat the shit out of you. I told her she was down next day, was hiding from her. She'll kill him. I'll kill him. She said, it's no right.
I kept my fags in my bra.
Fucking hell, I got in there for mine.
If you think about it, the things that they used to do to us at school as teachers, we had a unit, right? Like if you got chucked out your classroom, right?
Yeah.
You had to go into the unit, right? I knew the unit teacher. I used to drink in the bar with my dad, right? And he was sound with me. Everybody hated him. He was sound with me, right? And when you got stuck in the unit, right, all you done all day was write the alphabet on graph paper.
Oh my God.
Day. From 9 o'clock till 3:30. That's all you had to do was write that, right? And I used to just sit there and I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? What's the point? And I'm the alphabet. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have to write it down. And it was like RE, right? In RE. Like, obviously we are, I'm a prod, right? But my granddad was a Catholic and all that, right? And we were sort of, I mean, it was weird because we went to both churches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like in RE, I was like, I'm not doing RE. And they were like, why? I was like, because I don't want to do it. I know what I believe in and I know what I'm taught. And I say the both are like both religions, so I'm not doing it. And I used to get made to sit outside the classroom and just sit there. Do you know? No wonder we got into trouble. Do you know what I mean?
We never had out like that in St. George because you know what we had? We had an headmaster with a cane. That was how I was did in my school. Was that cane?
Primary school, we had to go to mass on a Wednesday in primary school.
We're on a Friday.
And then my mum used to make me go on a Sunday morning to mass. And then when we got to secondary school, it was like totally different. I was like, wow, we're not being made to go to mass. And then all of a sudden, they used to bring the church into the school hall, and you used to go into assembly, and you'd end up actually having a mass and not assembly. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't be doing with this. Yeah. So I used to like just wag it over the road, have a fag and whatnot with my mate and come in late.
No, at secondary school, we had the pervy priest who ended up in prison. He became a monk at the end because obviously I'd left the school. And when my mum passed, my cousin was here from France because she'd moved to France. And we're all at the wake and she said, oh, his father, he ended up in prison, didn't he? And I said, I don't know, did he? I said, freaking hell. I said, yes, he's got away with shit. She said, yeah, became a monk. And as soon as he became a monk, she said, I got him. And I mean, that went on for years.
He became a monk.
Yeah, became a monk, and that's when they got him. That's when they finally arrested him.
Yeah.
But he'd
Well,
been up to no good for
back in
years.
our day, there was teachers like that who were right fucking perverts. There was
Yeah.
teachers who were dead sadistic with kids. There was teachers that, you know, like student teachers, everybody would take the piss with the student teacher. Do you know what I mean? They would, like,
Okay.
they couldn't
Do you
control
remember?
the
No,
class.
when it turned out to be twats when the you know, after
Exactly,
the students
exactly.
because all the shit we would give them.
Yeah,
One
and
of
it was
our
always like,
teachers was a nun, and she was so severely strict, it was unreal.
yeah,
And because my skirt was above my knee, she marched me all the way to the bloody lost property, and she found me the longest skirt possible, and it was horrible. And I said, I'm not putting that on. It's been in a stinky box. She said, you will put that on now, or I will make you go around school with no skirt. And I said, fine, I'll go around school with no skirt on, then it's fine. I've got clean knickers on. So she rang my mum up and she says, your daughter's given me such terrible back chat. You'll have to come and collect her. We can't be having that behaviour in here. So my mum says, well, what did you do? She goes, I told her that her skirt was too short. It was above her knee. She goes, what? Above her knee? How much above her knee? She goes, it was sitting on the top of her knee. It has to be below the knee.
Oh.
And my mother come up to the school with my other skirt, and she'd let the hem down on the skirt. She says, there you go. She's not going home.
Well, when she said that, you know, when she said that facts, I zoned for a drink there, and I reached for a drink, and my earphone fell out, and all I heard was Stinky Box in the Nun, and I was like, what the fuck am I listening to now? Because my earphone fell when I went for a drink. I was like, what the fuck?
So the one we had at senior school, she was lovely. I liked her, and because I was doing my thing, I made a Queen of Scots. Oh, she loved me. She absolutely loved me because I done that me on me street had Mary Queen of Scots. But the ones that we had like in infants and juniors. Good evening, Wongy.
Hello, Wongy.
Hiya, Wongy.
Where God, she was so sadistic. Like you walk past them, what? For nothing at all. You know, and my mum, she had the worst ones.
Mad.
My mum was in a home because she got pregnant. Unmarried mother, and she was in home with them.
Yeah.
And honestly, she brutality at its finest. She said there was one, and she said every day after you had your baby, you would get up and you would have to scrub. And she said all the staircase was brass.
Yeah.
And all she said you were allowed to see your baby once a day. She said, that's right. She said, and you were to scrub that. She said, and this day I was on my hands, on my knees, she said, scrubbing away the floor and whatever, and this priest coming. She said, I couldn't put weight on my left knee because it got poison in it. She said, I was in so much pain. I told them, took no notice. She said, the priest come in and he went to me, why aren't you down on the other knee? And she said, you weren't supposed to talk to the priest. She went, sorry, Father. And she said, I tried to put down, I screamed with pain. He said, get up, get her sorted. She said, my knee was massive. But obviously she wasn't, you know, she was coming home with the baby, but while she was pregnant, that was kind of a threat from her Nancy.
Yeah. Yeah, there was loads like that. I mean, not just in Ireland. I mean, my granny was a housemaid down in London when she was young. And she went with this lad anyway. She got pregnant. And she was still working and everything. And whose house she was working for, they were lovely with her. And you know what I mean? They let her sort of work through her pregnancy and, you know, let her keep the baby. And she went back. Anyway, she came back home when my uncle was, I think he was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And she walked into her mum and dad's house, which would be like my great-grandparents. And she had this little kid with her. And my granddad says, who's this? And obviously red-faced and ashamed and whatever it was then. She said, oh, that's my son. And apparently my granddad got up and slapped her right across the face. And it was not for the fact that she'd had the Ben, but the fact that she'd kept it from them. She never told him. I mean, don't get me wrong. Back in them days, everybody was a fucking clampet. Do you know what I mean? Ripped lino on the floor. Maybe it's just 2 chairs in the living room. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was like, not the case that she was an unmarried mother. It was the case that she'd never even told her own parents that she'd had a bairn and she'd struggled, obviously, but got through it. You know what I mean? But it was like that back then. I mean, it didn't really change for us. You know,
no, I had my orders. I wasn't married. I refused to marry him. There was no fucking way I was marrying him. It was bad enough getting pregnant by him, my marrying him. And I can remember after I had him, and then I was allowed to go for a night out once a month. And I can remember this night, this guy's chatting us up, and I went, listen, before you say anything else, I've got a child. Oh, sorry, Ross. You know, and it's like, I was in a cafe one day, and I had him in his big pram, and there was me, my two mates, and another lass in, and she just said about being, she went, what a slut she is. I said, so is that what I am? I said, I'm not slut. She went, no, I said, no, but she's the same as me. We're both unmarried mothers.
Yeah.
You know, we all make fucking mistakes.
Yeah.
Or cheeky, we've seen the picture. Mr. England's got it up on his community, I think. Yeah, he's had a few slaps there.
Or is it an AI? Because if you got a hiding, right, or who did he send the photo to for them to put it out, or was it a camera slip or whatever? Do you know what I mean? Because
I think he must have done a live by the sounds of it. He must have gone live. He must have gone live. This back shots don't get out.
Fucking hell, man. I'm so glad if somebody jumps on this back chat, gets waved and they can't see it. It's like fucking hell. Like we're sitting here having a conversation there, having a conversation there. Wait a minute, I'll just go and turn a private up, we can jump in there and all, do you know what I mean?
Just let someone they definitely clumped him. They definitely give him a good smack. Cheeky. So Squidgy, Lammy's had few slaps.
For a minute.
Somebody slapped him about. She's only pumping, you know, that night. She told me, I need to pump and I can't do it when you're live. She'll be laughing now. She'll be saying, you fucking bitch.
Wait till she comes back. Wait till she puts her mic on. I'll get her.
We don't know, Squidgy. We don't know who's done it. And I found out about it tonight because somebody left us a message on the community.
And I only found out about it because Raver came in having a good old laugh about it.
They shared the picture, then Mr. England. It was a screenshot it. And he's put it up on his community, I think. Well, he put a link in before, would he?
Yeah, so we got a nice close-up look at it.
Yeah, he's definitely been slapped about.
It was only a matter of time, though, isn't it?
If you're going to come on and tell people this is what I do, my guess you want someone.
Yeah.
Well, somebody was...
AJ! You forgot to mute up then.
I should stand up back.
I'm here. Fucking hell. And I say, cough me fucking ring up. Jesus Christ. What little bit of lung I've got left, I think it's just coming through me mouth.
Someone up here or a crack deal or something. No idea. It's good, Jay. All I know is that he's being slapped about. It could have been taxed. It could have been. You just
don't bother going anywhere anymore and watching because it's the same old shite.
Yeah, same. I mean, I watch a couple of channels which are nothing to do with like this side of YouTube or nothing like that. But you know, I caught Humble's live the other night. That was a fucking eye opener, I tell you.
So I didn't watch it. What had gone on there?
Oh, somebody had stolen, some young lassie had stolen his phone.
Wait! I thought that was Roxy's son. That had panicked.
Oh, right. I know her name got mentioned a couple of times, but I didn't realise it was her because I don't really listen. Do you know what I mean? I just go in for like 5-10 minutes and that's it. And there's things being put out what on the phone, and and stuff like that, and somebody was making lies up and this, that, and it's just like, oh God, same shit, different fucking channel, same shit, different
Somebody
fucking
making
channel.
lies up on
I
YouTube.
know.
Never.
I know, terrible, isn't it? And I was just like, oh yeah, I can't be arsed. Honestly,
Teddy,
I
can
can't.
you
Like,
please put the link in? Teddy, can you put the link in for that picture? No, whose channel did I see that on? It was Numbers I watched. Whose channel put it on? Or somebody put it up. That apparently I think it was Roxy's son.
I don't know,
That it
listened
took the
long enough
photo
to
of him.
find. I was just like, oh, can it? Because he was on. I think when I clicked on, he was on with. Oh, what's he called, man? Fucking hell! Jesus Christ, man! I didn't even know I forgot the lad's fucking hell, man. Oh, Axel's mate, man. Oh, we was mates with.
Somebody in truth.
That's it. That's who he was on with. I was just like, oh, fucking, I can't just listen to stuff like that. It's just like, oh God. Do you know what I mean? It's like, fucking hell, man. I get it. People are friends offline, yeah, and you know what I mean, go and see each other, whatever. But I was
He's
just like,
gone a bit too lolly tap, hasn't he, of late?
Oh,
the fucking I'll have. Cindy, the I'll have. Do you know what I
this is what I
mean?
don't get. He's not from the northeast. Why is he so invested in what's been going on in the northeast?
Mm,
I don't understand it. He said, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm
Because
not
he
from the
wants to have
northeast.
his fingers in everything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing is, there's always a threat for him to go back. Right? No matter which one he goes in, it could even go in Averick, that's near me. Guess what? You can bet you'll have to be Geordies in there. Well, no, maybe
Yeah.
not so much now because that's mostly a prison for,
Mm,
you know, SA
mm,
attacks on kids and whatever. Yeah, that's
Mm.
generally what goes in there now. Not all of them,
aye.
but the majority do. But whichever one he goes in, he can go in Lancaster, anywhere. Guess what? The Geordies in there, right?
It's not that. I think he fails to realise that. Say families up here, right? Especially like what I call like big families, right?
Yeah.
They've all got nephews in the jail. They've all got cousins in the jail. They've all got you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all it's going to take is for one of them to say, you know, if it's a local jail, fucking get ahead of them, will you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they will. And I just think to myself, if you're going to involve yourself like with people like that from up here, and you start misbehaving yourself, then that's going to happen, because the families are all fucking. I mean, my family's intertwined with about fucking 7 different other ones. Yeah, you know, we're all near each other. We're all, you know, half
Yeah.
half are fucking clampets, half are not. Do you know what I mean? And even the ones that are a bit posh, they've got fucking kids in the jail. You know what I mean? And I just think to myself, you've got, if you're not from here, right, and you didn't grow up here, and you didn't grow up in the West End or the East End or South Shields, do you know what I mean? And places like
Yes.
that, then you've got no idea. You have no idea, you
That's
know?
it.
And I just
Why
think,
get yourself involved in stuff where you know it's going to come back to you in a, like, we can sit in here, like before we were talking about stuff that's been said on here and whatever, yeah. Nobody's going to come till our doors over this, right? Nobody. But
yeah,
that stuff, it's, why you talk, you're going to get yourself into some serious shit you're not going to be able to get out of. I don't think if he walked away from it now, he maybe could. Like, maybe he could if he walked away from it. But I think he's invested himself too much in it. And it's going to come to a bad end. If I was him, I'd think to myself, right, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to leave it be. You know,
I mean,
I've said too
do I like
much.
the lad? No, I don't.
Not
Have I had
me.
any dealings with the lad? No, I don't. But it seems to me that, and I hate to say this, but it seems to me like people were using him for their own agendas. Now, I'm not saying the lad's thick or nothing like that, but people were using him for their own agendas because
Oh, I think he's
I don't
definitely
know.
sick.
I don't know
Why
if he
else
was
would you get
looking
yourself
for
involved in
friends
this?
or what. I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really fucking interested, but that's what I think. He got used a lot. You know, people used him for their own
Yeah.
doing. And I'm not just talking about lately. I'm talking about when it very first came on the scene.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
But the weird thing is, though, AJ, right, when he first come on the scene, he burst on this scene saying that he was going to meet DH and have a fight with him. What nobody knew is that he changed the date and the time, well, the date on his phone, right? So it looked as if he turned up, but he didn't turn up.
Yeah.
That all came out. There was proof that it was all but BS. Then, because I just thought it was a little prick, right? I just thought it was a little prick. And then he got some shit. I thought, that's a bit too much. And we got in his chat and he asked us to mod for him because we modded for DD. So we did. And we had fun in there. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he started losing his mind. Once he started talking to Paula and that other fucking idiot, that other female, what to call her, you know what I'm talking about. Once they came along, that was it. You know, he started,
Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy, yeah. Once he started talking to them two, that was it. He lost his mind. And I was done. I walked away. I said, shut your fucking spanner. And then that's it. He started going after us. He was sending people in the chat to spy on us. This is how thick they were, though. The person he sent in the chat to spy on us told us.
Oh, no.
This is the kind of caliber you're dealing with, right? Now, there was one person that used to come in the chat, and we know who he is, right? I mean, this is what I'm saying, right? Some people are just stupid.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah, I'm going to put in the back chat. Oh.
What about the one that admitted it in somebody else's chat and we were ghosted it? And we...
Yes, that's it. But so they had multiple names, right? So I'll put it in the back.
Yeah.
Remember? And then skip a few years, and they were telling somebody, "Can you remember me? I was such and such." Like, what the fuck? How stupid can you be?
Yeah. Well, the person you just mentioned there, they've got a few accounts, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, honestly, I can't see it. I can't.
No.
I just can't, because it's just like, oh, what? I think this is the first time I've ever been like that. Oh, what? Like, not shocked. Oh, what?
And I'm going to put to it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cindy.
God.
But that's it. That is actually fucking true, what you put. Well, honestly, God, if you could see this back chat, we'd put the welter rights back at you.
I mean, I came off here for a long time, right? A long time.
Hang on. I just need to pop upstairs.
Yeah.
Just mute yourself up right there.
Yeah. Not after I had my accident, like that, but I came off here for a few years. And I used to sort of watch stuff now and again and all that. And, you know, I think when you're not on here, right, it's so confusing. Do you know what I mean? When you listen to one and you think, what?
You've only got to be off here for a couple of days in a week and the whole thing's changed. And you're like, what the hell's gone off here?
I know, right? I mean, like, I only speak to, like, obviously one person off here. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes maybe it's another one. And I just think, if I've not been on, or like if I've not been well, have you seen this? No. Oh God, you have to go watch it. Even like, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is kicking off? Do you know what I mean? Oh, don't get me wrong. I've been called all sorts on here, right? I don't care. Am I gobshite? Yes. Am I cunt? Yes. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I just think to myself, where's it all gonna end?
I wouldn't say you were a CUNT.
Oh, I am. I can't be. I can't be. It's just like,
would it be fair to say that you might have a bit of anger issues?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I was on here one night, man, and there was shit kicking off. And I was talking to somebody, like, privately, and there was shit kicking off. And they were standing on the other side of a glass window, not in my house, but on a glass window. and they were waiting as hell, and I just put my fist right through the window and punched them.
Oh my God.
The person I was on the phone to was like, "What the fuck?" Because it was on camera. They were like, "What the fuck was that?" I was like, "You cheeky little cunt." I was going off.
You know
But I
what?
will admit, I was like,
psycho bitch in Birmingham.
I was a bit menopausal.
But there's so many things you can get away with when you're menopausal. So
oh, definitely. Look at her bragging in the chat. I'm just making a cup of hot chocolate. I'll be right back. Fuck off with your hot chocolate. Get a cup of tea like everyone else. Fuck's sake.
Should we go? I get back on that panel.
Oh no! Do you know she'll rewind it? You know, when it's finished, she'll rewind it to see what would be seen.
No, she's definitely still got her ear pods in and she's listening. She's in the kitchen. She's still listening, but she's like biting her lip because she can't say anything. So
well,
she's
Mr. England's gone, right? So I'm going to see what Mr. England said. She's gone for shit. Because every time she manages.
Chemical.
Oh, hello, Chemical. Good to see you.
Please, if you run out of toilet rolls, put it in the chat.
Don't just remember, stamp your feet.
Air fresheners in the cupboard, love.
Oh, it's like we were talking the other day, Manson, right? And it's like go back 2.5 years, right? Everything we used to have great laughs and great banter, even like off YouTube when we were talking like in private and stuff like that. And to me, privates are out to be ashamed of. It's just a group of people who are friends having a bit crack, right? I mean, I was on a private one night, right, with a couple of people, and we were all laughing and joking.
Could hear you when I was in the kitchen making that off chocolate.
And I mean, honestly, one of them said something, right? And I burst out laughing, and I actually fell out of bed because I was laughing that much. I fell out of bed, right? And they were like, "What's that fucking noise?" And I was like, "Wait there!" The fucking headphones went across the room. The fucking charmers were up my arse. I was just like, "Wait there!" And like the person said to me, "What was that noise?" I went, "It was me falling out of bed." I was just laughing because I couldn't stop laughing. Do you know what I mean? We used to have some brilliant laughs,
Good evening, Chemical. Well, that's it. It's all changed now. It's even with selling drama, people don't want to know, but then they'll say we don't want the drama. But you'll sit there and shit stir and carry on as if, you know what I mean? You'll all gang up on one person because why? Because it makes you feel better about yourself. Because in the real world, you wouldn't be able to confront anybody on your own. That's the way I look at it, anyhow.
Yeah.
And the ones that have declared that they're no longer here, that's bullshit. They're here, but under different.
Oh
God, yeah.
Well, did he jump on somewhere the other night?
Oh, it's AJ Chemical. It's not Gail.
No, it's me, Chemical. Gobshite Annie.
AJ or MJ or Cowbag. Take your pick.
A Gobshite Annie, but that wouldn't fit on the screen.
Annie. But it's not. If you don't agree, then I can understand why some people don't want to say anything because they know they'll be targeted next. That's what it is now.
Yeah,
they don't have a voice because I think it's not so much easier for us because we just don't care. They can say what they want. It can't affect us. And I think people know now that look, you can say what you want about them, but they will say something back. But I think a lot of people are scared because, well, am I going to get targeted next because I don't agree with that?
Yeah, I don't see the point. Listen, many a time I've kicked a live up if I've got like something to say if somebody set out or whatever. Yeah. I kick it out, and I've always said this. If I'm on a panel, whether it's my own or somebody else's, like yours or Cindy's, whatever, and somebody wants to talk to me, then knock it off and take it private.
Yeah.
But if it's on my own, I'll be recording it, so you can't say this was said when it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I haven't got a problem, but I haven't got a problem. Listen, whoever is fed up with me or I've fed up with it, whatever, right? I haven't got a problem with anybody on here. Anybody, right? Say what they want, do what they want. I haven't got a problem. I haven't. I would talk somebody come in, they want to talk to me, I talk to them. You know what I mean? If they say hello to me in a chat and I don't like them, I would at least have the courtesy to say hello back because it's not my channel.
Oh,
Do you know what I
not
mean?
another expose coming. An expose about who? Chemical.
What about Scarcer? He's having an expose. He's having a live tomorrow of expose to whenever you're listening. No, I won't be Chemical. To be honest with you, it's the same shit that's peddled time after time. And it's not against Scarcer because I quite like him. It's just the fact that I'm sick of it. It's
but
just
this is the thing, right? This is what gets me, right? Right. We all know who it's about, right? Because it's been plastered all over YouTube, right? But at the end of the day, if you're sitting talking to them people and you can do like if you want to call it an expose on those people, then what do you think they're going to retaliate back with? Or start doing?
But the thing is, this is what, so say, for instance, AJ and Cindy fell out with me and said, right, Julie's done this, Julie's has said that. Well, hang on, you were sitting with me at the time. So you're as guilty as me. You know what I mean? That's the thing. If you're out and people are in, if you sat with them for that long, guess what? You were involved in all that. You were part of it. So this is what I don't think people realise when you start doing stuff like that about folk, but you've sat and listened to that. You've been part of that entire time. Why didn't you speak up then?
Or they've sat on information and known about certain things, but they've still jumped up on those persons' panels and pretended to get along and be interested in what's going on and this, that and the other. And then all of a sudden, all this information comes out and yet nobody questions that person who was sat on that panel who knew all that information.
Exactly.
And it's like right, I'm friends with you two, right? Now, if I'm friends with you two, I'm not going to go into the person's channel, whether it's commenting on a post or commenting to them and saying, "Oh, hiya, how are you?" If they've gone after, if they went after you like in a really bad way, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't go in there, but you've got people doing that. You've got people who are saying, "Oh, you know, that's my pal and that's my mate," and yet they're going into other people's channels on other people's posts and commenting and saying, "Yeah, mate, how you doing?" Blah blah. I'm thinking to myself, hang on a minute. Do you know what I mean? This other one, you know, who was very upset, and you know, they're meant to be your friend, and you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's no loyalty. This is the thing. See, this is why I always went into the Scottish channels because I found that they always defended each other. And they did. It didn't matter if they were already in power.
I'm going to interject you unless your name's Barry.
That one.
Sorry, I had to see it. You know what I mean?
But in them days, I would go on Shuggies. Most of my time was in Sugars and Motors and Cesspit. That was the three channels I went in the most, and obviously Cindy's. But we weren't doing lives at that time.
Yeah.
But they're the channels. Because I liked the banter with the troops. It was always, you know what I mean, a laugh, and everybody got on in there. You would get the odd idiot that would come in and try and start shit or in the back chat saying wild stuff. But they always had each other's backs. It didn't matter, you know, whatever. They had each other's backs. Now, I mean, they still do, the Scottish do, but when you look, it's so scattered. Because this person got an issue with that person, the whole chat's got an issue with that person. It's never been like that.
No.
You can have an issue with someone.
They all keep getting involved in each other's personal lives.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not a personal life, is it then? It's, you know, you're going to start getting involved in it. And at the end of the day, what gives them the right to be investigating in people's personal lives? If they're a P, if you know what I mean by P, or, you know, some other wrong individual, then out them for what they are. But, you know, unless it's actually factual or proven and you've got evidence to back it up, shut your mouth.
That's it, because the N word on you means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing now.
It means nothing. Everybody gets called it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody, and the thing is, the ones that you know you've got suspicions about, you can never prove it now because everybody's being called it. So it's in their favour for them to keep saying these words about everybody else.
It's getting that popular on here. I write my shopping list, and I've ended up writing nonce on my shopping list.
Yeah.
When I
Means
when I
they'll
have
exactly
bacon,
chemical.
right, I put nearly a
Oh.
stone on man last year because every time I had bacon, I went and made a fucking sandwich. You know what I mean? And I was just like, stop it. You know, I mean, I'm
Make it
fucking
crispy
picking up enough.
bacon.
I didn't need
Was
any
it
more.
crispy bacon or streaky?
Oh, definitely crispy. Well, I can't have sticky. They think
Oh,
I'm
no.
kind of pervert.
Smoked or unsmoked?
Oh, definitely unsmoked because at the time I was too smoked myself. You know? I was just like, nah. I was like, fucking hell, man. Just
I know, chemical. My language is getting disgusting, isn't it? It's because I've been on here so long.
Do you know what you can blame
Everybody
me?
else's bad habits.
These two always blame me, chemical. I get to blame of everything, and I'm the sweetest one amongst these two.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
believe that chemical. Don't believe that chemical.
Fuck's sake,
I'm
yeah,
sweet like
yeah, but as sweet as a fucking lemon.
I was saying to little bear night, I said, me and AJ's go to Carlisle over summer. And he went, have you booked an hotel? I said, no. I'm coming home. And she's got on the train. He says, yeah. He said, you won't get past the Caledonian, the fucking Perriers. Beans, rice, fairy nuns, chicken and coffee. Oh, Tiggy.
No, Dickwood. I
You know,
haven't got that bad yet.
You know,
The day I say that on a live to you, you know I've lost the plot totally. But until then, no.
Honestly, I'm looking at this iPhone, right? I'm on my other phone. I'm looking at this iPhone for the chat, right? And I'm thinking, oh, have we upset that many people? There's not that many people chatting. I hadn't moved the screen up. There's like a million comments.
Okay, hell, love a tryer, Dickwood.
I got
I'm going to love you and leave you, ladies. I'm going to go and sort my pets out.
Okay,
well, chicken. Was lovely to
speak to you later.
Yeah, I'll definitely speak to you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you look at me the most too that easy the rest of you, so
you start
like moving away. You know she's gone to the toilet, right? You know she's gone to the toilet. Listen, we've all said about each other tonight, Cindy. You don't get away with it just because she wants to go and say to you.
But at least she has the decency to take herself off the screen.
Because we're idiots. Yeah, he went, Liz, oh, you're not getting past the Caledonian, are you? I said, you're trying to clear me in the AJ piss heads. He said, no, when you're in there, you might become one. Look, Granny's, Teddy. You know that I'm going to get caught for you even saying that word. No, I'm going to blame AJ. Actually, I'm going to say she.
You know what? Right. But saying you're blaming me, I'm going to say this, right? Yes, I know, but let's face it, right? And I'm going to say this before anybody else does it. You're one of the biggest fannies on here, Mr. E. There you go. But at least I say it nicely.
I went to the shop right the other day. There was these little boys arguing round at the shop, and his mum was in the shop, and I came out, and they're arguing each other. And he turned around to him and he said, "Your mum sucks dick for a living." And he went, "Yeah, no, she sucked mine last night." I was fucking dying. They're about 7-year-old.
The kids were like, I swear to God, the kids run jam and they're wild. They're like feral kids. Do you know what I mean? It's like we went to Costco on Monday, right? So we goes out to the car, and they should have been at school, right? But there was a couple of them like on the top field playing football. Anyway, he says, "I've just got rid of the shop." I was like, "I knew about that." So he parked the car, and anyway, I said, well, "Where the fuck is he?" And I'm like, "Eh," and it was one of my friends' little laddies, and I looked around, and he was outside the shop, and they're fucking yapping away, and these kids had their hands in their pockets like they were old men, and and I'm like, "Hey man, I want to go and shopping." And one of them turned around and went, "Oh, tell her to shut up." Like, I was just like, "I'll get out this car and spell your fucking ass in a minute." That's it, cheeky man. Yes, Mr. Hickman, yes.
Do you know, the thing is though, I think if you never got brought up in a state, I think you missed out on quite, because right when I was at Salterbeck, the road where you lived on wasn't a bad road. Yeah, they had plenty, but you went to the Oval, you were checking your fucking lives in your hands. You really were. And it was just this oval place, and there was houses round it in a big, obviously, oval shaped. I swear to God, right, I can remember one day, the lad I told you my mum brought up like her own son.
Yeah.
His big brother was playing football in there one day, and they would do Sunday football. And we were standing there waiting for him to play, and he says, "Oh, we're going away to play. There's buses on, he's coming." Now, obviously, I hadn't been told my mum. I was about 7-year-old. Didn't tell her where I was going. And I went, "Yeah." He said, "Hang on, you better tell your mum." I said, "Oh, she knows I won't be back for ages." I said, "You might be playing away." I was a lying little bitch. I got on this bus, went to this football match, and me and my friend, his little brother, fell out. And he went, "You're not getting in the bus, you better start walking home." So, this idiot, right, I've no idea where I'm at. I mean, we've been travelling about 45, maybe an hour, minutes, maybe an hour. I start walking, and I get to this thing, and I thought, "Oh, I've only got to go up this hill, and I'm home." So I'm walking up this hill. I walked all the way around thinking, "Oh, I'm lost, I'm lost." I carried on walking, completely alone, 7-year-old. I had no idea where I was at. I thought I was close to home because I'd seen this hill that looked like a hill where we lived. Next minute, this big bus pulls up. He jumps off, "Get on this fucking bus. We've been looking around the estate for you, you little shit."
Well, at least you
So
were
I
only
get on the
7.
boat, all
Like
shaking.
22.
Everybody's giving us dirty looks, right?
Yeah.
I get on this bus and I sat down, and he went, "Why did you run off?" And I said, "Because he told us that I wasn't his friend and I wasn't allowed on the bus." Check the eye breaker on that bus. I come home, walked it like obviously on our road, and I wasn't speaking to my friend because I wasn't happy with him. And my mum was outside, and she went, "Where the hell have you been?" And he went, "Oh, we've been such and such." She looked at me and she says, "Why didn't you tell us?" I said, "I told you I was going to watch football." He says, "You told me that you told her." I said, "I told her I was going to watch you play football." So not only did he get an hiding to tell me I couldn't get on the bus, I got a fucking hiding because I didn't tell her where I was going. So we both got an hiding that day for nothing. I should just
Like when you were older, right? Did you ever get on the Sunday morning bus of shame?
No, I'd done the walk instead. There was no AJ, the buses don't start till 1:30. So I had to do the walk. Right. So you got town, and then the Salterbeck. Good evening,
Hi,
came to a
hello.
little routine. So I'd walk from town, right? Walk of shame. All the cars would go past, popping the fucking horn at you. Fuck's sake. So this day, this car was popping its horn, right? And I heard this voice saying, "And where the fuck have you been?" It was my brother. I said, "Oh, I've been at Gillian's. I've been at Gillian's house." He went, "Where the fuck's Gillian?" I said, "My mate." I said, "But, I need to get home." He said, "Get in the car, get in the car." He said, "Do you know how many people have been watching you walk up here with last night's bloody clothes on?" Yeah, the car was doing the walk of fucking shame.
Yeah, Sunday bus of shame. You could it didn't matter where you were, right? Sunday morning, you been to a party or whatever else you were doing, right?
Well,
So
whatever.
you get your fucking hair like the white woman of fucking Borneo. Must look like you'd been beaten up with 2 black eyes off your mascara. Your lipstick was smeared across your fucking face, and you always, and it doesn't matter how many times you tried not to do it, right? The contents of your handbag always fell out when you were trying to get your bus fare, right? I don't care who you are, right? So whatever you had in that handbag, right, was just all over the floor of the bus, right? You were clatting about in your high heels, right? You were just like, "Fuck me, man. Get me home." And you just tried to look out of the window till it was your turn to get off the bus. But by the time you went to get off the bus was pretty full. You were just like,
You
fucking hell.
slap it on your hand and splash back your fingers. You're a festival lover in mushroom season. Good evening now, Mick.
Hello, Mick. I hope you're all right, Flower.
I had a friend,
Flower,
right? She always put her knickers in an handbag.
Yep.
If we gone for a night out and she'd gone home to guys, she'd always put her knickers in her handbag, right? She'd say, "I'll put my knickers on in front of him." I said, "Hang on, you won't put your knickers on in front of him, but he's seen every fucking part of your body." What the fuck?
You've
She's
been
that,
there
but
for
that was
like 7
dark.
hours. 7 hours with your legs behind your head. Seen
She said,
everything he's got
"Dark,
to see.
fuck off." So she watched home this day, right? I said, our buses don't start on a Sunday, it's like 1:30. So
Mm.
she'd walked home, and her dad went past her in the car. Lost my spot on, Jane, what you done now? So her dad went past in the car and said, "Oh, where have you been?" She went, "Oh, I stopped at, you know." So anyhow, she gets in the car with her dad, and he went, "Oh, you haven't got a fag on you, have you?" She said, "What did I do?" I'm talking to my dad. I put my hand in, and I thought it was a tissue I took out, and I put it on my knee. I went in, got my fags. My dad's just giving us this fucking look. Nearly crashed the car. What the fuck have you got your knickers on your fucking knee?
See, my answer would have been, I pissed myself. I was that drunk, I pissed myself.
She went, "Can I put some cleaning this morning?" He says, "You're walking around with knickers in your fucking handbag." Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
walked
didn't you
home
lost
from the
your
town, man.
right?
Over the
So
door.
why have you both lost your spanners in LRs? Well, we
Because
lost
Da
ours.
Vinci. Da Vinci.
Yeah. Whinging
It's a-
bitches, the period.
I mean, it's no like great disappointment, is it? I'm sorry, but losing your spanner in a loss. Come on now. Come on,
Like
man.
a picture
Come
of
on,
you.
man.
I bet you're speaking like a valid supermod stuck inside of you.
I walked home from the town one night, right? We'd been clubbing, and it was just like, oh, taxi rank was busy, and like if you walk straight across the moor, right?
Yeah.
You used to get hours, right? Well, sort of. So anyway, my feet were fucking. I had these fucking high heel shoes on, and I was like, oh yeah, I walk about bare feet, right? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm taking them off. So I thought, fuck it,
Yeah.
lovely summer's night. I'm just gonna walk across the moor. Walks across the moor, and I nearly gets to the end of the moor. Oh God, I stood in fucking cow shit. Right. Oh, it was squidging. And I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got like half a mile again. I couldn't put my shoe on because I knew my shoe would be full of cow shit. And I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking walking home, not trying to step on it so much. And you're looking for a puddle. But it's like the middle of summer and it's never rained. And you're like, fuck's sake, man. You've done some fucking crazy things when I've been fucking drunk. Crazy.
What's happening, Lucifer? Nice to see you, love. Oh, listen, right. You can. So we all put these stupid high heels on, and I said, "How can you walk in them?" They said, "When you're pissed, you can't feel the pain.
No.
But then you'll come out of a nightclub or wherever you're at, and you decide to take them off. Once you've took them fuckers off, you can't put them back on. Oh no, the pain is going to be horrendous, and you know it."
Your feet are like them cartoon shows where they get banged over the head and it's like starts throbbing. That's your feet. They're going boom, 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 boom.
You're kidding. You're only maybe 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Are you washing your face before you get in your bed? Are you fuck? You're tired. You're fucking drunk. You want to get in your bed. The next morning, right? I'd always get it. You better not go in that fucking bed with them dirty feet. You better do that. Why are you asking? Do I look as if I've had a fucking bath? I've still got makeup on from the night before.
Why are you still in them clothes? Because I was fucking pissed and fell asleep. That's why.
So I've tried my dress on. For the wedding. It's perfect. So tried phone bestie, no answer. I thought, fuck's sake, I don't know what it looks like on us. I mean, yeah, I can look in the mirror, but to me, I look and I think, and she phoned us. I said, "Where you at?" She's outside. I said, "Right, stay there." So I ran out and she was going, "You skinny bitch." Oh, do I look skinny? She went, "Oh my God, you've got no fucking waist." I said, "Well, that's fine." And she was saying, "Oh, it's beautiful." And I was like, "Great." And I went, "Look, there's only one issue." Because she went, "Why is it gaping at the top?" I said, "Because I can't zip it up." And she went, "Right." I said, "When it gets zipped up, I'm not going to be able to take it down." She went, "Right." I said, "So I need a husband, or I need you to come to my house. We're going to the wedding and dresses." My missus took a selfie of her baby sideways. It looked like Tony Hart stood on the arm.
Fucking hell. You look at.
Thank you for the light.
It's just
I
like
swear.
fucking hell, man. But the thing is, right, it's like when you get to a certain age, right, and you look back at the things you've done. I mean, like I lived
Oh,
in the East End of London for years, right?
yeah.
Years. And we used to go up West End, right? And we'd come out West End about 4 o'clock in the morning, walk along Embankment and straight up to Brick Lane, right?
Yeah.
Brick Lane, we'll go to the bagel shop at the top. They had Smith, like the fruit market over the other side of the road. Now, my
Yeah.
mate, Eileen, she used to run a burger bar and a tea bar for the market. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we used to go to the bagel shop, get my bagels. I used to go along and see Eileen because she had like a couple of chairs in there outside, mortal drunk. Feet fucking killing me. She already had me cup of coffee. Put it on the table. I used to sit there till about 7 o'clock in the morning and then fucking decide either to get the fucking tube, a taxi, or just fucking walk back down. Do you know what I mean? But I never used to have any fear about walking around the East End, Commercial Road, Brick Lane, Stepney, East Ham, sorry. Nothing like that. Never had no fear whatsoever. Do you know what I mean?
But
And I
you
don't
said then I come from Ocean Estate, Stepney Green.
Ah, dear. Bloody hell. I live just off Cable Street. And then I moved from there to Romford. Posh bitch.
I just
I've
lived on
got
the fucking
family.
Sugar Council Estate.
I've got family that live in Barking. And I've got family that live further out into Essex. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was there when the printer strike was on Wapping Way, where the newspaper places are, and there used to be a little like a cocktail lounge on Wapping Way. And we all used to go down. We used to have a piano and that, and like all the rich people used to the lads from the city and that used to go there. Do you know what I mean? We used to get in fucking bunch of Johnnies, fucking hell, man. Now I hit them. You fucking look at them,
man. The last time I went to London was about 8 years ago, right? And so we booked into the Tower Bridge Hotel, and our room was the view of Tower Bridge Hotel, of the Tower Bridge. So the first night there, we went to Marco Pierre's Steakhouse. Beautiful meal there.
Fucking hell. I get the bagel shop in the fucking burger van and she gets to Marco Pierre's fucking steakhouse, you know what I mean? What a culture difference.
We're in the best of it, right? So the next night we went behind the hotel, and that's where there's some yachts park, big boats in that park.
In the marina.
And it's got all the restaurants and what have you. So we went there. I said, "Oh, can we just go there tonight, Ishwi?" Yeah, okay then. So when you come out of the restaurant, there's like a chain up to stop you, obviously, going down the steps or falling into the water.
Right.
So I walked out first, and there's like a little tiny bridge thing they can get to the other side to go back to your hotels or whatever. I'm walking up the bridge, and I turned round and I set off fucking laughing. There was this couple waiting for me to get across the bridge. Well, I'm telling you now that I couldn't move because I was going to wee myself. That fucking idiot carried on walking and talking at the same time. Jamie. And I went, this is, where the fuck are you going for a swim? I said, oh, fuck. I nearly took a nose. I said, well, I wouldn't have been able to save you. And I just stood and wet myself laughing. She went, no, you would have passed that wrinkles. I said, no, I wouldn't.
Honestly, I tell you, Chicky, where we used to go, I mean, I'm talking about like late 80s, early 90s. We used to go down to Shadwell Basin a lot. We used to go down there because it was like all sort of pretty calm, and you could like go skiing or on a canoe, or you could just go swimming, and it was lovely in the summer. We used to just go down there. There was another place we used to go to, and it had an outdoor pool, and I can't remember where it was. I was probably that fucking stoned. I can't remember where it was. It was lovely. It was really, really nice. But Shadwell Basin was mint. We just go down there like off or not, because it was starting to build all the all the old warehouses into like apartments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And oh, it was brilliant. But we had no fear. I mean, even though we weren't from there, you know what I mean? I mean, we used to go Lemon Street, we used to go to Pickwick, which was full of coppers. And we used to go down the Salt and Pepper.
My mate had a pub there. My mate, Bestie, the unmarried one, she had a pub in London. And, you know, Frankie Fraser, is it? He was one of the little crazy ones, isn't he? Oh, just call them. The other side, the other gang, it was part of them, wasn't it? Was it Frank?
The Richardsons.
That's it.
Charlie,
and she said, what age gentleman was. So he'd come in every day, but his pint.
Yeah.
You know, and they'd all be talking about old times, but she said, what age gent he was. She's really a gent.
Like I say, there's a lot of them like that. The globe that was in the East End. Even the salmon up at Bethnal Green. My mate was lived in Bethnal Green, and my other mate, she lived in the Ballinwall, like south. So we used to go like all the pubs, and honest to God, never got any bother, none. No. You know what I mean? It was just a good laugh, and there was a lot of times, obviously, they couldn't understand like what us Geordies were talking about. You know what I mean? Because it was just like, what the fuck? What are you saying? Do you know what I mean? But we never had any bother or nothing like that. Mind you, we were all stoners, so we just fucking laugh.
I mean, 20 years ago, he knew my gran, Bobby Moore, had the salmon.
Yeah, aye, yep. Well, Bobby Moore and Ray Ranson and all them used to drink up at the Ship at Gideon Park. They all used to drink in there quite a lot. But like I say, my mate was from Bethnal Green, so that's where we used to sort of go for a drink before we went at West, was in the salmon, because it was like right on the corner.
Yeah.
There was another pub up there, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name. It was just off the Roman Road. We used to love going to Roman Road, but we used to go Pie Mash. But there was a pub there just off the Roman Road, and it was just like a right little dive, and it was just like, it was still in the 50s and 60s. There was like the piano in the corner, and everybody would be drinking and singing and having a laugh and stuff like that. But I can't remember the name of it. It was just round the back of the Roman Road, basically.
You might know.
I was just like,
what you're talking about, I'm not listening. Know me now. You know, I'm the.
I know you.
If you're doing well, Dave, that was when there was a community. It was the same for me. I used to set up ginger stalls in Whitechapel Market.
Like I say, we used to drink there. And I used to work in Benji's on the Mayland Road. I used to work in there. He was a funny fucker. But that was one of the only pubs like in the East End that used to do like gay nights at the time. I mean, you're talking about late 80s, yeah. It wasn't like Soho or nothing like that. And like I say, I used to work in Benji's and then would go down to Camden Pally. I loved the Pally. They used to have these stuffed paper mache, like man and woman on a trapeze, like puppets, like on the ceiling in the Pally. It was mad. Well, I was tripping when we went there. But I used to love going to Pally. It was great. We had a great time down there.
Yeah, good. 20 months and 9 days clean and sober today. Congratulations, Dave. Really proud.
Get on, Smudge.
You keep on lad. Good work. But the thing is, though, in them days, like, nobody ever went hungry. If you were a kid, right, you never went hungry. Because if your parents weren't on your feet, there was always somebody else's parents, you know what I mean, that would just make you turn. No questions asked. That was the way it was. There's no community in them.
Yeah.
My oldest friends, God knows how many of them are fed. Same with that little bear's friends. We'll come and not go home for days.
Yeah. Aye. What's like when the lads come here for football and it's like, oh, such and such is with me, aye, right? Do you know what I mean? Fuck me, trip to Costco, 4 cooked chickens, there you can. And the loaf of bread gets stuck in.
That's so them days are dying out. It's not about, it's, you know what I mean? It's individuals now. Because I was watching. Oh, go on, sorry.
Does it not just seem that, like, everybody, especially on here, everybody has some sort of agenda?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? My agenda is to just sit here and have a laugh and a giggle and a bit chat. And, you know, if somebody wants to come in and speak or say hello, that's great. Have a bit banter, take the piss. I mean, I take the piss with myself more than I do anybody else.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So, but
I think that's why
it's like,
people know they can't really insult us, because we do it to ourselves on a daily basis.
exactly. You know,
It's
we've all
the
said,
wasting energy on us.
aye, we've all said and done, you know, some things that maybe, you know, you feel a bit bad for or whatever. But hey, that's life. It's tough shit. You know what I mean? Tough.
Yeah. My nan owned a poker club opposite Both House. All the villains knew my nan and her twin sister. Oh, he's mental, wasn't he?
I met one lad one day. God rest his soul. I don't know if he's dead or not. But he was called Billy Walsh. He was a right tearaway. But he was like, he wasn't right like hard nut. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you are with Billy, no, nobody would ever say no to you. But
Yeah.
he was one of the most kindest. I mean, don't get me wrong, we'd have a banter and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
But he was one of the most kindest, most like, you know, he'd open the door for you.
But
If there
didn't you
was no
find
seat,
the
he'd get
guys
up
in
and,
them
you know,
days, right? They knew how, you know what I mean? Women weren't brought into things. Women were, you know, they didn't know anything that was going on. Well, they kind of knew, but they didn't. They never got told anything. But they were treated properly the way that a woman should, you know what I mean? My dad would still get up and open the door for my mum. They're all them years together. You know, now these days, little fuckers would shut the door on you on purpose and all that.
I remember I was out with Joe once, right, and in town, and he opened the door for this woman. I mean, obviously she was a bit younger than me, and he opened the door for this woman, and she just looked at him, and she just went, "I can open the door myself, you know." So I fucking stood in front of her, pushed her out the way, and shut the fucking door. You know,
Well,
what the fuck are you
same thing
selling?
happened to me with Little Bear. He's saying this older guy, you know what I mean? He didn't open the door for her because he didn't see her. He opened the door for somebody that was elderly, and he kept the door open for the people coming in. You know, I can't open the door. So I walked over, shut the fucking door, and I said, try and open it now. And I had my foot behind it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I said, fucking open it now,
then,
then,
like,
bitch.
you know, you get up, you get up, you open the door, you'll fucking, if
Yeah.
anywhere someone needs a seat, you'll go and like, if when the bar, one of the lasses comes in, you give him the seat and go and stand at the bar or wherever, you know.
Yeah. I think, I mean, even now, when I'm walking down the street with Little Bear, he'll always put me on that inside, and he'll walk on the outside. You know, but he's done that since he was a kid. But the thing is, I never had to teach him that stuff. Never had to teach him that stuff. They're either born with it or they're not. And I think this day and age, it's like, oh no, yeah, right, you can go after women, but only certain ones. The rest, not so much, because then full scale, you know what I mean? But
well,
people
it's like
us,
young Joe's the same. Young Joe would be like, no, I'll wash up. No, I'll or well, you wash, I'll dry. Or do you know what I mean? Or, and stuff like, or I read, and like every time you can shopping, and do you need out or yeah, and I was like, I'm capable of getting me out fucking shopping, you know. And he was like, I know, but I'm gone there anyway. I was like, oh, you mean you're coming back here because you want your fucking tea? That's what you mean. Do you know what I mean?
But it's different now. Like, and I think we were lucky to grow up in that time because
I think
know
we had the best. I think if you're in your 50s, going on to your 60s, I think you had the best era. We lived through union strikes, we lived through miners' strikes, we had 50s music from our parents and 60s music. We got brought up Generation X. We were the generation that got left to do things for ourselves because most of the time our parents were working. So we had to come in from school and there was nobody in the house. You had to, like fend for yourself, if you like. If you said anything that was out of order, you got smacked or you got punished. You know, if you done something wrong, you got told it was wrong and you got told and you should apologize for that, because we were the generation that was, that went out and if we said something, would get pinned up against the wall and says, listen, I'll back you 100%, but if you ever do that in front of me again or show me up like that again, then I'm gonna batter you. we were brought up like that. We had the best music we went without. We had to make do with fucking stuff. I mean, I sound like me fucking granny. You know what I mean? I never thought that sounded like this. I sound like me granny. You don't know your born.
I never got slapped. I always got hit with so much. Because my mum always used to say to me, why the fuck would I hurt my hand? You're the one that's done wrong. And she, like I said, she would hide stuff around the house because I'm the tallest out of my sisters.
Yeah.
So I was a lot taller than my mum and dad. Because my dad wasn't that tall. And I would say it like, and I said, like, do you remember you used to always throw stuff at me? She said, because I couldn't catch you, long-legged bitch.
Oh, we used to get breed with slip-ons and fucking...
Oh, fucking hell. If you've never got the belt, right, if you've never had the belt in your life, you've been a fucking good kid in them days. I got that belt often till I grew. And I couldn't catch you.
My mother had one of these. Can you remember the old big brass buckle Levi buckles on the belts, right? I swear to God, many a time I've gone out and had that across my back or my fucking arse, and when I've looked in the mirror, it's the fucking Levi's. Do you know what I mean? Many a time. But at the end of the day, never done us any harm. Sort of.
And she was saying about our mum would smack the back of her leg, right, when she was grown up. And now she's in therapy for it because that was abuse. Bitch, that was not fucking abuse. If you've made it with a fucking belt or a wooden brush or a skull, right, it's not a fucking abuse.
Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ. Them.
I remember them fucking bastard wooden thing.
Fucking skulls that were made of wood, right?
And them wood with a leather strap across for your feet to slide in. I tell you what, honest to God, I swear to God, see them skulls, they're better than any hammer. They're better than you want to cave somebody's head in, buy a fucking skull, go to the fucking walk around the jumbles or whatever you want, find a pair of fucking skulls. Do you know what I mean? Because they would break your skull. They really would. Like. And then you got the other ones with a bit of a heel on, didn't you?
Oh,
like they had a little bit of a heel. They were fucking worse.
And it was like a block fucking heel. Right? I swear to God, right? It's solid wood. How the fuck they used to walk in them is beyond me. Because they would...
You could hear them, couldn't you?
Yeah, you knew them coming. You say, the belt, the cane, the loft, the slip of the walking stick, whatever comes to hand, you were getting as a kid. Exactly, Carmen. Exactly. And I'll tell you what, right? Never once did I go home in trouble. Well, I did, but I talk myself out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I never got arrested because I could talk my way.
It was just a thing that happened. We have parents. It was just like, if they couldn't control you, you used to get, I mean, in the end, I suppose it made us what we are because, even as a kid growing up, never cried on out. You know what I mean? You used to fucking bite your own lip off to stop yourself from crying. So
you determined for them fuckers not to see you cry.
Go on. I used to stand there and say, go on, do it again, go on. Fuck, I used to go to my bedroom and think, the fucking bitch. I'm fucking having agony.
Good evening, Jaggy.
Hiya, Jaggy.
But even the teachers used to slap you across the back of the head, and it wasn't the chalks, like the exactly, Cartman.
Exactly.
I remember one of my girls saying she's going to report me and her mum. I told her, go on then, take you away. Right. I said I was leaving home. And I'll have been about 10-year-old. I said, I'm leaving here. She said, well, where are you going to live? I said, don't care, I'll live anywhere that you're not at. She said, oh, go on then. She said, there's a bag, go and pack your bag. Right? Pack my bag. And you think they're going to stop you. Right? You actually think you're believing your own head. She'll cry if I leave this house. Did she shite? She stood on the doorstep and by then, and she was doing a jig. I said, what are you doing? I'm dancing. So what are you dancing for? Happiness, bitch. Happiness.
Right. I done it. I walked in my mother's. I packed a bag. I was 15. I was nearly 16. I was 15. I just more or less left school. Walked in, packed a bag. She went, where are you going? I went, I'm going to fucking Ireland. She went, go on then, fuck off to Ireland. I went, I'm going and I'm never coming back. And I hate you.
I left home at 16. Went home at 17 because my uncle made us. I went to visit him and my auntie and said, I'm telling you now, he got on the phone to my mum, right? Now, my mum never listened to anybody. Even my dad would say, oh, just shut up. You know, she ruled our house. And then, but her oldest brother, that was different. That's the way she was brought up, say, because when my granddad died, he had to come back because he was in the forces and he had to come home and look after the family when my granddad died. So he was the head of the household, and it's the only man my mum has ever listened to. And he got on the phone to her and he said, right, I'm telling you now, I'm sending her home. And he said, I'm sending her home with your sister. Now, if I find out that you've started on her when she's walked in that door, I'm coming up there. I won't. And she didn't.
Yeah.
Settling. I'm telling you now, right? If she starts shouting at me, I'll come down and you can get up there and sort your sister out. And he made me anti-walk as well. But he said, I said, I don't care. I'm not going. He said, you go back down to your friend's house down there. He said, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to that house and I'm kicking off. It is a different day, Jaggy. So I had to go home because I'm telling you, he would have gone to that house.
Yeah.
But in them days, you know what I mean? It was about respect. You maybe disliked them at times. Well, I was loving my dad. I was a daddy's girl. You maybe didn't like them so much, you know, they give you the eye, but you respected them.
See, I didn't get on with my ma at all. It was like, you know, the times when she left me father, which was quite regular. It was just like, I ain't fucking going with you. Do you know what I mean? I'm a fuck.
I said, you can go move to Nana's. I said, but I'm stopping here with my daddy.
But it was only because my dad was like, to me, right, even though I had my problems with my dad was quite cool. Do you know what I mean? He was just like, oh, yeah, get on with it, you know what I mean? You learn.
Mixed up. My mum knew I left home when she got a letter from HMP Doncaster.
It was like, you know, when I went to Belfast.
Yeah.
And obviously I came home, and obviously things happened when I was back at home. But like I've still kept in touch. They're like the family in Belfast are like my family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I speak to them on the phone, and you know, after all these years, do you know what I mean? It's like still the same, and it's lovely. You know, it's really, really lovely. And I just think myself, you know, and I'm always getting wrong. I'm always getting wrong off Peggy. That's like was my lad's mother. I'm always getting wrong off her.
That's nice. So I mean, my do you know something? Any boyfriend died, I always got on with the mother and father. Always got on with them. Never had an issue. Till my ex-husband and his mother just didn't. I knew she didn't like us. The feelings were mutual mind. I didn't care either way, right? But then when I divorced his house, I kicked him out. Oh God, that Catholic all of a sudden, because she became a Catholic later on in life, so she was one of them that liked to preach to you. And this day she was saying to me, these kids should be at mass every Sunday. I said, check them then. You should be going. I said, why? I said, I'm massed out. I said, hang on, you've only been a Catholic 10 years. Try being one from birth, you know, every week, twice a week at mass. You know.
Isn't it funny though how like your grannies and that, like my granny, right? You couldn't have no bird ornaments in the house. If she got a bird card, she'd chuck it in the bin because they were bad luck, right? If you had a bairn, she wouldn't let you in the house until she'd sit you outside on a chair, but she wouldn't let you in the house unless the bairn had been christened.
Yes.
Right? New Year's Eve, you had to walk out the back door with a chunk of bread and a lump of coal. Right? Walk round to the front door, knock on the front door. And even when we were young, right, open the door, she'd take the bread off you and the piece of coal and she'd give you some whiskey. I mean, and she was like, you'll fucking drink it. She's like, oh God. You know?
You were like gagging.
Yeah, you were gagging. And it was just like, oh, it's like the stupid traditions, like the brollies and the ladders, and you know, you can't do your washing on this day, or you can't do your washing on that day. I remember when I first got married, right now, I had the big full white wedding, right? The fucking bells, whistles, everything, right? And I went with my granny for my flowers. And it was like red and white roses. And my granny was like, no. And I was like, she went, if you have them flowers, I am not coming to your wedding. And I was like, why? She was like, because when you get married, if you have red flowers, it means blood on the pillar. No, I'm not coming. And I was like, for fuck's sake. So I had to change like all my fucking flowers. And I wanted lilies. No, you can't have lilies. They're
No.
death flowers. Do you know what I mean? I was like, fuck me. What? I just can't pick a bunch of daisies with the fucking garden. It was like we had all the traditions, do you know what I mean? And like the superstitions and stuff. And it was just like, oh, Jesus.
Well, when I got married, I came home from work, right? And he went, Les, I've been up to your mum and dad's. I went, okay. That was not new because he was always at my mum and dad's with the kids when I was at work.
Yeah.
And he went, I've told them we're getting married. I've been with him 8 years. Right? We're going to engage first. I mean, within, I would say 6 months of meeting each other. And I went, oh, I don't want to get married. He said, well, it's fucking tough. I've been told that. I thought, aye, this is getting fixed. Next morning, I went up. Dad come down, hugging and kissing us. Oh, my last one. Finally, I've got, you know what I mean? Now I'm happy. He said, my last one. And I think, how can I break his heart? That fucker, I came back from my mum and dad's. He phoned us and he went, because he was at work. Oh, just so you know, we get married in 6 weeks. My mum said, you know why he's done that last, don't you? I said, yeah, because I fucking cancelled 2 weddings and this fucker's not giving me time to think.
Well, at least you got that. All I got off mine with her was, well, if you're pregnant, you didn't have to get married. I wasn't even fucking pregnant. I was like, no, I'm not. We're just getting married. You know what I mean? She was like, ugh. I mean, she was very sort of, well, she hated me anyway, but, she was very sort of, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, towards me, my brother, totally different. But towards me, she was very, like, ugh, But, I mean, granny, oh, fucking hell, man. Honest to God. It was like some of the things, like with the baby, right? Babby was crying, put whiskey on, but you put whiskey on its gums or brandy or on its dummy, and didn't let it have a dummy if it's, 18 months out, check a dude, it'll get goofy teeth. And stuff like that. And when it cries, didn't pick it up all the time. It's got to learn, even from a young age, got to fend for itself.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man, the cry.
Oh, hang on, wait, I've got to type this in, listen. Sorry. I've got to type this in, listen, for Tony. He doesn't like. He's getting a bit too now. He doesn't like his. He doesn't like his name typed in English anymore. There you go. See, look at him smiling now.
In my language, I would say, Buongiorno, Antonio Callini. Come Ciao, Anthony.
Yeah, it's getting a bit thing now. And even like when I was in Bali the week, he said, talk Russian to us, Julies. And I actually asked him if I like Smarties. That's what I said to me. Smarties.
Well, look at you. Look at you with your Smarties, bloody hell. Fucking hell, mate. It was puppies, not Smarties. Fuck's sake.
Just when I was a kid, like, she'd always come back from the shop and she'd say, you try that. And if there was something new come out, I was the guinea pig. Because if I liked it, then she would like, if I hated it, she'd eat it, right? She'd say, like, you better eat it. You better eat every fucking bit of that I've just bought up for you. No, I've got...
Grown up, with your tea and that, you'll fucking eat it or you'll get no else.
Oh, yeah, you got no else.
And you're like, oh, I mean, like back in the day, like I can't, still to this day, right? I cannot stand liver and I cannot stand the smell of it. I cannot stand the smell of mint. I'll cook mince, but I'm like 3 foot away from the pan. You know, I like eating it, love mince pies and that, but I cannot stand cooking it, right? And it was like, you'll eat that. And my mother used to say, how the fuck can you sit there and turn your nose up like that and make your stupid noise? Because I used to go and make your stupid fucking noise when you go outside with him, your father, and you're fucking hanging tripe up on hooks and fucking cleaning it up for them bastard dogs. Right? I was just...
When we were kids, every Sunday you had your Sunday dinner, and my mum always made like a high tea for tea time. There would be my mum and my dad, my 2 sisters, my brother, and my uncle and my auntie come up, and everybody would have tea together. Now, I hated tinned strawberries. I love Brussels sprouts, but I hated tinned strawberries. And by chance, I was allergic to them. And how she found out was I looked like Elephant Man the very next morning. My lips were all swelled. And the doctor said, "What is she eating?" She went, "Well, the only thing that was different was 10 strawberries. I was allergic to them. Like, but I could
Right.
still drink the fucking juice." It wasn't them that I was allergic to at all. What she I did something that I knew I was allergic to, just so you
So you wouldn't have to eat them. I mean, we used to go, like you just said there, hi, say, we used to go to Aunt Bella's on a Sunday afternoon, right? Aunt Bella's, we
Yeah.
used to walk down to Aunt Bella's, right? And I bet you had this on your table as well. Bearing in mind she was Italian, but we always used to have a fruit cocktail and carnation cream,
Yeah.
crumpets, ham sandwich. She would bake, so there'd be like quiches and sausage rolls
Yeah.
and butterfly cakes. And there'd be a pot of tea, and everybody would sit around the table and
Yeah.
all having natter and stuff and gossiping. And sometimes she'd make jelly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us kids and stuff like that. And it was just like it was lovely. And like half the adults were like gagging away in fucking Italian, and then the fucking Galliano would come out, and then the fucking Aperol would come out, and it was just like, oh my god. And then you'd walk home and your man and dad were fucking pissed arguing. I remember walking home once with my man and dad, she
But
had these big
that taught you when,
high boots on.
'cause
You know,
when I
it's
got my
fucking-
house, I got the thing I wanted was a dining room table. That's one thing I had to have because we'd all sit round it together and eat and talk, and you know what I mean. To me, that's where your kids bond really. Like, you know, all sitting eating together. Instead of people
Yeah.
sitting. I mean, now I sit on my fucking own. Like majority
Yeah.
of the time with between my knee, unless grandpa's over.
Yeah.
You know, if I go down to because I'm going to Little Bears, our house was like the program, but Tony, it was exactly the same in mine.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I mean, the only thing you weren't allowed to do at the dinner table was curse at each other and argue. If you argued
And
at
make
that
a
dinner
noise when you were
table,
eating. If you
oh
made
God,
it like, I hate that. I can't. I've been in restaurants, right? And I've just looked at people and just went, really? And now what you're fucking eating? I don't need to see it. Do you know, I hate it. I can't stand it. It's one of my pet hates, right? And I
not
don't
one
care
of
who you
us,
are, right? I
and
don't care.
not one
Horrible.
of us makes a sound when we eat. Now,
No,
we had a
we
little
don't do
Hitler
that.
sitting on the dining room table with us, so that's kind of maybe why. Because she would have belted us if we'd done that.
Yeah.
Telling you, like, I can't do it because Julie and I said,
Mhm.
yeah. Do you know something? You're on about tripe. Now, my sister and my mum loved tripe, and I can remember this day I came in from school, and I would always go in the back door. So you'd walk in the back door, so there was an outhouse door. Walk in, well, that was always open. Back door was always open. So you'd walk right through, and on the kitchen table, them two would be sitting with a big thing of tripe. Oh, I'd be, no, the smell, even if you stay.
My dad used to get it because obviously my dad was a dog breeder. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And used to go down the slaughterhouse, and I used to go with him, and we used to go down the slaughterhouse, and the tripe was obviously fresh tripe, and it was full of crap. And he used to get it in the milk, like milk churns.
Yeah.
And we had two big metal hooks at the back where the dog kennels were, and that's where the hose pipe was. And we used to just hang the tripe up, and my dad used to say, get the hose on it, wash all the shite off it, get everything off, and then put it on there, cut it up, and hide it in for the dogs. Every week the dogs would have tripe, but when it was raw. But when you cooked it, I knew people that used to cook it, right? The smell of it.
Do you know what's right? I would always say to my mum, "Can we go into Wimpy?" She'd say, "Have you got the fucking money for Wimpy?" "No, you haven't now. Shut up." So it wasn't until I got older that I went in. Oh my God, Wimpy was absolutely. Did you ever go on Wimpy, AJ?
Oh my God, we used to go on a Saturday afternoon when I was a kid. With Aunt Bella, sometimes she'd take me on a Saturday afternoon, and I used to love how they used to cut the hot dogs so it would like made a spirally shape on your plate. I love brown derby, the donut. It was only a fucking donut with fucking ice cream and chocolate sauce.
Yeah. My mum had 3 dishes. So my mum used to go to, was awful, no, ours wasn't. So she would go to Marx's on a Saturday and buy cakes and that, and then she would go and get them boxes of cake mix. And even then she fucked up. Right? She couldn't bake she couldn't. So when I would bake, she would say to me, "Well, I think you check up to me." I said, like, fucking tell me you couldn't bake anything out of a box, never mind homemade. Yeah, I used to love them days. And Christmas Day, was to me the best day of my life. It wasn't about the presents. It was my nana, my uncle, my auntie. The entire family would be round,
Yeah.
having dinner together. I
Aye.
mean,
It was
fucking
like,
turkey, my
you know,
mum used to agree.
you know that like the bin men, right? I mean, back then we had like the metal bins, right? Like what the bin
Yeah.
men used to actually pick up on the back
Yeah.
and empty them into the cart. Now, if you were lucky enough to buy like a new sofa or a new bed or anything like that, the bin men would say, "I will just get the lorry to come run and pick it up." And like at Christmas and that, the bin
Yeah.
men used to get like a case of beer or
Yeah.
a bottle of whiskey between them and stuff like that, because they were always doing things for the community. Do you know what I mean? Even the
Yeah.
coal man. I mean, I remember the rag and bone man.
Oh,
Do you
me
know what I
too.
mean?
And he
Coming
used
up
to
with the
come with
fucking horse.
the Dragon Bomber, wasn't it? He wasn't daft mind. So he'd come with these books, that you get a paintbrush with it and you'd put water on it. Can you remember
Aye.
them?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
if you took out to him, right, he'll give you one of them. You thought you were getting gold. So I would just grab anything from my mum's wardrobe.
We did, Tony. We had the Alpine Pop
Yeah.
Band. The Alpine Pop Band used to come on a Thursday because years ago, Thursday was when everyone used to get a pay packet. Thursday was payday, and the Alpine Pop Man, right, used to come on a Thursday, right? You fucker. Honestly, you should see the kids. The kids used to come run up on the Daddy Line and Murdoch. I want pineapple. Hey, how can you drink pineapple? I want lemon. Like, oh, fuck off with your cream soda. Everybody was in the pop man. Do you know what I mean? And he'd come and you'd like take the bottles back and he'd go, right, well, you've got 30 pence off because you took your bottles back, and
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, mint, and you'd get out the bottle.
You fucking loved it.
I can remember going to the pubs, right? And the pub had a little window in it. It wasn't in
Yeah.
the pub. It had a little window, and as a kid, you could go up there. You could say, "Can I have a bag of crisps?" And they used to sell sweeties and stuff like that. I want some sweeties and stuff. And when you used to walk in, it used to stink like stale beer and stuff like that.
Oh, it
But
was.
yeah, I remember. I
Remember
remember all
them
that.
bags you could get from this? So we had a place down Reddington and they had a snug bit. Now that's where the women
Mhm.
used to sit because they weren't allowed in the pub itself, but the women could sit in the snug. And my
Mm.
auntie would go with my sister. Well, my sister would go with me and she would say, "We walk down with us, lass." So my older sister would go with her and she would check her empties and get them filled up with ale. So
Yeah, well, he was
this
Tony
was,
there.
she went to
Go
my
on.
sister, "Come with us, lass." So I went with her. And she said, "Do you want something?" They would have all the, and I said, "What's that?" And it was just a bag with 2 crackers in, a triangle of cheese, and then pickles. Do you remember
Yeah.
them? Oh my
Aye.
God, I love them.
Yeah. But Tony's just
AJ
mentioned
was
there.
a proper woman. No, she definitely wasn't a proper woman,
No,
Tony.
my auntie was. Well, Tony's just mentioned something there, right, about Blockbuster, right? Blockbuster, where we used to live, was a big one, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, this year went in stoned, and I mean stoned, wrecked, right? Gans in, he'd fucking wobble in all hour because I was stoned, eyes darting everywhere, had all the lovely colours on the video cover. It was videos just coming into like not even DVDs then.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm walking around fucking Blockbuster and I picked this video up, picked the other one up, and I come round the corner and I wasn't taking any notice where I was going, right? And I stood on this bloke's foot and he had a plaster cast on his leg, right? And he went, "Oh, you stupid fucking cunt." And I turned round and it was only Big Dunk. It was only Dunk Ferguson who used to play for us. And I just looked at him and I burst out laughing because I was stoned, right? And I was just like, "Oh, you're going to be my claim to fame." He was like, "You fucking," like his leg was killing him. I was like, "Fucking hell, I'm just enjoying Big Dunk." Fucking hell. Yeah, I remember the Profi woman. Fucking hell. The Profi woman used to come round with, look at them getting another Profi. What they getting? No, she must have spent it all at the bingo. Look at them getting another Profi.
Just like, you remember, because obviously I was born in Clifton and I lived on a place called Concrete Terrace, right? Now, it was obviously it was concrete. And
Yeah.
if you had a dirty step, right? If you had a dirty step, you had a dirty house. My mum would scrub that step. And me and my sister have both got a scar, the middle sister, both got a scar, exact same place, right, on our chins, where we fucking had, like, banged our face on it. And I said, "We stop scrubbing it because you're making it slippery."
Mm.
But today she was,
Get your hands in there and bleach them nets. Fucking hell, why me? You're like, your hands are red raw. Didn't fucking smoke it. And your nets and I need bleaching, you dirty bitch.
We moved to Salterwick, so I knew everybody's business, especially in the village. Village life, I swear to God. I mean, I could, like, all the other kids had started school, but I hadn't. I was too little. And they would all come to my mum's house when they put the kids on the buses to the schools and that. So everybody would come back to my mum's for a coffee. And I can remember this day, and I was standing in the window and I went, Mummy, there's somebody at the door. So my aunt looked, oh, it's that big bloody Margaret. And Mum said, oh, I fucking had a look at that bitch. Now, my mum was small. This one was like Jolly Green Giant. She really was, like, she was so fucking tall. So when it was she would always call my sister. So, and she would hit my sister. So my sister had gone in, the oldest one, and she went like, if you don't get out there and batter then I'm going to hit you. You know the old saying. Because they did, like, they would give you a good hiding if you didn't go out and fight your own battles.
Yeah.
And so she'd gone out and she'd battered her. So her mum would come to the door. Now, my mum had a sweeping brush beside the door. And she went to me, Auntie, watch fucking this. I'm going to batter there with this sweeping brush. Because she was saying, you can't punch her. You can't reach her. Oh, why do I need to fucking punch the bitch? I'm going to batter her with the sweeping brush. And she did. This one was on the floor, right? Lying there, just fucking blood coming from her head. And she was still fucking battering it. I was crying, Mummy, please stop. My auntie was trying to tell you fucking touch me, you bitches, and you'll get the same. And she never called it out. And she went like, it's funny. You have a kid every time he goes inside. He's been in prison 3 fucking years. That idiot still thinks that you're pregnant to him. Honestly. Everything like you got a bunch of castle for their birthday buyout.
We auntie right in the 80s, right? Like early 80s. She lived in what we called the village, right? And it was like masonette houses in the flyover. Used to go across like the bridge across the flyover, and there was like all masonette corridors were dead dark and they always stunk and stuff like that. But it was great because everybody knew, right, the bailiffs and the coppers. So when the bailiffs or the coppers come, right, you'd have people running through the estate saying, the coppers are here, the bailiffs are here. Do you know what I mean? Keep your door shut, the bailiffs are here. And the kids would run through the corridors shouting through the letterboxes, right? And like when the bailiffs used to come, they used to get lost, right? And so did the coppers because there was that many ways in and out and up and down. Do you know what I mean? They used to get lost, or the coppers used to fucking chase people out where the bailiffs could never find anybody. Or like people would say, oh, they'd say, do you know such and such? Oh, aye, they died about 3 months ago. And we were taught to say that, aye, they died. Oh, did they? Do you know if they've got any family? Oh, I don't know, just now they did. That's what we were taught to say.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to snitch. If you snitch, then you got a slap, and well, I did.
Yeah.
And that was just grabbing my own sister, the bitch.
Yeah, if you were a grass, you got a good hiding.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you got beaten up, then all your mates would jump in. Do you know what I mean? Whether it was one on one or not, your mates would jump in.
Fucking mother. If I went in and said, "Ma'am, that was hit me. Did you hit her back?" Well, no, she's too big. Get out there now. I'm getting it. If you don't go out this head, I'm going to give you an hiding.
We all got nicked, man. I think I was about 13, and my brother. The family down the street hit me brother, right? The brothers, but he was like nearly 10 years older than me brother. So I went down, me and our Judy went down. It was like, fucking get out here. Fucking hell. It was like, now when you see them midgets getting out the cars and there's fucking loads of them just getting out the car, they were coming down the stairs. I'm like, fucking hell, man. And then this big fat thing, right, come out the fucking door. And I said, well, Julie, we've got to take her out first. I fucking see the size of her. Julie went, wait there. Went, gob off. I'm going to go and get me mum. And my Auntie May, I was like, right, okay. So she went and got a mum, Auntie May, Auntie Margaret. And anyway, they come fucking flying out the houses and they come running down the street. And they were all fighting in the street. And so my brother, right, crying, fucking snot trails and everything come down his nose, ran up the bar, right, went and got my uncles and stuff out the bar, my cousins, They all come down. There was a massive fight in the street. Me ma was fucking, she had this woman, I don't know who she was. She had this woman by the hair and she was just stopping her hair off the plant pot. They had big plant pots, right? She was stopping her hair off the plant pot. Me and our Junior were on this big fat fucking thing, right? I was sitting on her, right? And Julie was saying, punch her on the tits. I was like, I can't find them. And I was laughing, right? Anyway, the coppers turned up. Every single one of them got nicked, right? Every single one of them were all thrown in the fucking West End, all in the cells at the West End, right? And my mum was going, this is all your fault. This is all your fault. And now what Julie was saying, we've got the fat bitch, didn't we? I was like, fucking hell, man. We're all fucking the sergeant didn't even put in the room. He come in the cell and he fucking cautioned. We're all in the fucking cell. Like, fuck me. The only one that didn't get nicked was me nana because she had been oh, fucking hell, man.
In this case, that's what it was like. So it was absolutely crazy. But when you're old and you look back at it, you think that was fucked up, but it was funny as fuck at the time. Pure kind of one, the big rolls for everyone with a rabbit poop. Oh, thank you, Wongy.
Thank you, Wongy.
You can bring them to Mr. England.
That sounds delicious, yes.
Mr. England sending them, like.
I'll put it on my list for tomorrow when I go shopping.
I'm going to Little Bears because Little Bears away for Mother's Day, so I'm going down to Leeds tomorrow. Spend the day with him. I'm going to have a tea with them both. And then he said, if you want to stop, I said, no, but going home. I like being in my own bed. I don't like being in someone else's bed.
I do. I like being in my own. I mean, you never leave me fucking bed. You fucker. I got some online stuff the other day, right? And fucking our Cal come down and she sees what's all that, like packages. I went, I've just ordered some stuff. She went, well, fucking open them then. She says, how can you just leave them sitting there? She went, fucking get them open. So I opened them, right? And they were all pajamas, right? Because I live in my pajamas. I live in really in my pajamas. And anyway, I get them. She was like, oh, they're nice. Oh, where'd you get them from? Anyway, I went into the bedroom. She followed me. And I went in the bedroom, opened the fucking jabba drawer, right? It's just like, it was packed. And she was like, you'll never get them in there. I went, oh, no, I think I've got a bit of room in the other one. So I opened the other drawer. That was fucking packed. Then I opened the other one. And it was full of, like, slipper socks and fluffy fucking socks and shit. I was like, I'll just move them to the fucking side. Push them on the side. Put the jabbas in. She was like, you got the shop. I got the shop and everything. I put my coat on, right? My little barber jacket. And I got my jabba bottoms on and my fucking slippers. All the shop I go, fucking hair all over like a wild woman. Gives me tabs. And I need some milk. Fucking hell, man. I've got more jabbas than I have fucking clean.
She's why we're fucking friends, because we're two pieces of the fucking pot. It's just like, it was on the phone last week and he went, Liz, it's fucked you for 2 days. I went, it's okay. He said, no. He said, I thought that, I said, you thought, what? You're getting near that age, aren't you? Yes, what fucking age? And he started laughing and he said, it was on about beds, right? And I said, I think I'll get a new bed, He said, what's not wrong with your bed? I said, no, I'm just fancying a new bed. He said, well, it's only you who fucking slept in that. I said, now would you know? You don't know what I'm doing overnight time. I could be dragging men off the street. He said, no, that's not happening. I said, well, you don't know. It's all right, because I know the woman over the road, she's got cameras, and I'll just go and ask her, you chicken. He fucking spies everywhere, I'm telling you. So all my boyfriends, you can start coming in the back door.
The little was here, right, last week. And he was saying, oh, it's my birthday soon, can I have this, can I have that? And I was like, well, you better go and ask fucking grumpy bollocks out there. We went over and he sat on his knee and he was like, can I have this? Can I have that? And Joe's like, of course you can, son, of course you can, right?
Oh, God, so anyway,
goes in the kitchen. I says, what do you want? And as I walk past, like, down the passage, obviously I've got a big mirror, and I looked and I went, oh, God, look at the fucking state of my hair. Anyway, he was following this, so I went in the kitchen. I said to him, do you want anything? I kind of have some Pringles and some pop. I was like, aye. So I got the Pringles and the pop, sat him up on the breakfast bar. And I come down and I sat beside him. My hand was on the breakfast bar, obviously, because I was talking to him. And he put his little hand on top of my hand and he went, "It's a Harry, you know. You look Harry for 60." And I was like, "I'm not even fucking 60, you know, bastard." I was just like, "Fucking gives me fucking Pringles back." You cheeky little shit.
I swear to fucking God. Mine
Honestly.
kicks spiders out in case you check us through night. Right,
Oh,
people. So we've been live for an hour and 2 hours and a half. So I think
yeah,
we'll end this.
yeah,
And thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you all again soon. So good night. God bless everyone.
definitely. Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for coming in and listening to our drivel, which is too well granny
Okay.
to like the drivel on.
Good night. God bless.
Good night,